What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 9AC, Chapter 151, Marine 7 Admirals Who Shake the World, please subscribe. Advertisement. What about this guy? Looking at Apu on the music number, Wolfba looked at Skuyad. Since you're with the Beast's pirates, you're not an accomplice or an accomplice, kill. Skuyad's eyes were full of fierceness that he would rather kill the wrong than let him go. With the long knife in his hand, he jumped directly on the music number and slashed at Apu. The wolf's reaction was not slow, and he also jumped on the music number. With a big sword in his hand, he started killing everyone in the broadcasting pirates. Boom. Almost at the same time, Hyaming Apu roared angrily. The so-called boom is because of the explosion. Boom. In an instant, there was a bang and explosion sound, and the tyrannical air waves sent Langba and Skuyad flying out, smashing towards his own pirate ship. Damn. Seeing Skuyad and Langba flying upside down, Apu cursed with red eyes, gnashing his teeth. At the moment just now, he clearly saw energy ripples on the two pirate ships that were attacking him on the left and right of the music number. Energy shield. This ghost must have blocked his attack before. Withdraw. Apu ordered his subordinates to retreat without hesitation. The opponent had the black technology of energy protection cover and was on the opponent's territory. There was no point in continuing this battle. Get out of the body and bring the information back to Governor Kaido, which is considered a fulfilling mission. Keep the music number moving quickly. Chase. Langba's eyes were red, and Skuyad waved his hand. Stop chasing. Captain Lei Luo said that you should practice with all your heart and don't waste your time dealing with this kind of miscellaneous fish. Pick up the two just now and send them to the captain. The two ancient demon fruit powers must have a very high status in the beast's pirates. If you interrogate them, you may get some valuable information. Okay, leave it to me. Meanwhile, Albatross Morgans was in the news agency. Come on, this is terrible. Albatross Morgans, the director of the news agency, held the information in his hand, his arms trembling uncontrollably. These are. Today's news is this: use your brain well. Don't let the five elders down. The masked member of the CP organization who handed over the information to Morgans said so, and left after speaking. Morgans closed the office door, sat down on the chair behind the desk, as if all the strength had been drained from his whole body. After a moment, he pinched himself severely again, until he felt severe pain in his body. He dared not believe what he was seeing. This scene is real. Goo. 7 admirals. One of them also has. The era of great pirates may come to an end. And I, Morgans, will be one of the architects of this milestone event. As soon as he thought about it, Morgans, the albatross, seemed to have inexhaustible energy all over his body. He immediately picked up a pen and paper, racked his brains, and tried his best to start writing a press release. 3 hours passed, and Morgans scratched his head, spent 6 bottles of ink, and piled up a room full of waste paper before finally writing a press release that would surely satisfy the 5 elders. Match the press release with a picture, and then give it to the assistant for trial printing. A few minutes later, the first trial printing newspaper was freshly baked. The era is bound to end. Compared with the eye-catching red-headed headlines, the row of bold-faced headlines under the headlines is even more eye-catching, which is, the new owner of Shock Fruit, the birth of a man who truly surpassed Whitebeard. Call. Morgans let out a long breath. This is it. Immediately called the assistant. Stop all newspaper sales today. This newspaper will be printed urgently, and sold urgently. Yes. About 3 hours later, after a series of printing and dispatching, the news that 5 elders, the ruler of the world's highest authority, personally provided information and audited spread to every corner of the Grand Line. Amidst the sun, on board the Redforth breaking through the waves, Ben Beckman handed the newspaper to Shanks with a gloomy face. What's wrong? Shanks asked. In his impression, the last time he saw Ben Beckman with such a gloomy face was when he was surrounded by Marines on the eve of his enthronement. While speaking, Shanks also spread out the newspaper, followed by a violent tremor like an earthquake. How come? Advertisement. Top photos that shed a new light on our past. Europress. 7 admirals. Gaze across the pictures in the newspaper: Akainu Sakazuki, Kazaru Pelusalino, Aokiji Kuzan, Momosugi Gion. White Elephant Ronsa. The red-haired Shanks, who was still frowning a second ago, suddenly had a contemptuous smile on his face. I thought it was a big deal to publish this newspaper, but it turned out to be Marine's old gimmick. Momosugi Gion's candidate admiral is officially included in the ranks of admiral. But this White Elephant Ronsa, are you sure he didn't come out to be funny? This Ronsa, he is very impressive, is one of the vice admirals of the Titan tribe in naval headquarters, wearing an iron helmet mask, and is good at wielding a giant axe with a large city gate. The fighting power of the strong man is equal to air. No, even ghost spiders, flying squirrels and the like can play around with their own flexibility. With such a guy as admiral, is there really no one available in Marine? If the White Elephant is so perfunctory, then the remaining two, Fujitora and the Green Bull, are no more than that. What the hell? Is this tiger a smile? But the next second, Shanks' contemptuous smile was actually stiff on his face. How come? How can this be? Even the red-haired Shanks, who is one of the 3 emperors, couldn't help turning pale and murmuring. The contents of the newspaper are astonishingly. Shock Fruit's new owner, a man who truly surpassed Whitebeard, was born. As an elite replacement, besides the original candidate Admiral Momosugi, Titan Vice Admiral Ronsa also got the admiral quota. The lifespan of the Titan is 3 times that of common humans, and the physical strength is more than 20 times that of humans. At least Ronsa Admiral, who has a lifespan of 300 years, is now in his prime. The White Elephant Admiral Ronsa, who has transformed again due to shock fruit, will use this power to return to justice from the evil camp to completely wipe out the evil spirits in the sea. Before he knew it, the red-haired Shank's breathing became heavy, and even his body trembled slightly. White Elephant Ronsa, the innately strong physique of the Titans, plus Whitebeard's shock fruit. Quote. Just thinking about it makes people feel cold sweat running down their backs. But compared to the newly promoted White Elephant, Admiral Ronsa, what really scares him is the attitude of Marine and the World Commander. Looking at the whole report, the White Elephant Ronsa occupies most of the words, while the original 3 admirals, Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji are rarely mentioned. As for Momoshiki, Fujitora, and the Green Cow, there are only a few words. Ronsa gained the power of the strongest man in the world in the past. This must be widely publicized. However, this newspaper clearly mentioned 7 admirals, but it did not mention the abilities of Momoshiki, Fujitora and Green Bull at all. Use them as your secret weapon. This is the attitude of Marine and World Jungfu. The White Elephant Ronsa throws out 3 secret weapons to appease people. This is their attitude towards pirates and their determination to destroy pirates. 7 admirals. Now any one of the 3 emperors can't stand the encirclement of 7 Marine admirals. In other words, the Marine with 7 admirals already has the terrifying combat power to wipe out any one of the 3 emperors. This is still not counting under the premise that Garp and Sengoku, 2 Marines, are living legendaries. I'm going to make a phone bug. No one is allowed in my lounge. Shanks gave instructions to Ben Beckman, strode into his lounge, checked the surrounding environment, sat down in front of the table, reached out and twisted the mechanism under the table, and an old man with white eyebrows and a white beard fell out of the dark compartment. Phone bug. This phone bug can dial only one number, between powers. Just when the red-haired Shanks was moved by the terrifying lineup of 7 admirals, a phone bug from Winter Drum Island also hit the marshal's office in naval headquarters. Sengoku, old boy, you are not mean enough. How dare you hide such a big move from me? How is that girl in Gion? After saying a word to Sengoku, Garp first asked about the situation of Momoshiki Gion. After all, this girl was grown up by him. Naturally, there are some feelings like seeing his own child in it. Sengoku laughed. Gion is fine. With the experimental data obtained from Bartholomew Akuma, Gion's strength has not only advanced by leaps and bounds to reach the admiral level, but his humanity as a human has also been well preserved. That's good. Garp breathed a sigh of relief, fearing that Gion would turn into a cold monster with no emotion like Tyrant Bear. Then asked, have you really gathered all 7 admirals? Sengoku said rather proudly, of course. This took a lot of effort. How's your injury? You may be able to catch up with our war against the pirates when you come back now. Hearing Sengoku's question, Garp had a lingering fear in his eyes. The hidden wound left on his body by Lei Luo's 2 battles had eroded his body far more seriously than he thought. After all, the meridian has been eroded by the tyrannical emission dark force to the point of breaking due to old age. It is no exaggeration to say that if there is a life and death fight with Lei Luo, the meridian will be directly broken to death on the spot. Suppressing the lingering fear in my heart, Garp said with a smile. Thanks to the good doctor you introduced, Doriel's big sister's medical skills are very good. Not only helped me pull out the dark wound, but also strengthened the toughness of the meridian. The strength has not only recovered, compared to at the peak of the year, he could still be 20% stronger. Facing that boy Lei Luo again, you have to let me play forward. The old man will personally send him to the impelled down deep sea prison. 0. Asking for flowers. Sengoku on the other end of the phone worm laughed loudly. Okay. When you come back, you will be the main force in the crusade against the white paper flower. Then it's settled. Advertisement. Garp hung up the phone, took out the orange pill, and a flash of fanaticism and persistence flashed in his eyes. It is said that this is the companion of the grandson Luffy, the little blue-nosed chopper who failed when he invented the transformation drug Rumble Ball, and it is suitable to be used on a strong human non-capable person. Whether or not she can burst out with 20% of her peak strength is all bet on this little pill. At the same time, Ness's island in the hinterland of the white paper flower sea, on the deck of Destroying the Sky. On the throne, the black armament haki extending from Lei Luo's body covered the entire hull, also covered by this dark and deep armament haki, and a circle of people sitting around Lei Luo. Everyone is wrapped in Lei Luo's armament haki, as if turned into a dark and deep statue. This is what Lei Luo came up with to help the captains, the 3 demons, and the 2 ghosts become stronger quickly. The method, being wrapped and crushed by his armament haki, can stimulate the flesh and blood, forcing out stronger biological potential, and at the same time the circulation of chi and blood will also be strengthened. While tempering these subordinates, Lei Luo is also paying attention to his own changes. Name: Lei Luo. Age: 25 years old. Strength: Admiral. Armament haki level: Extreme Armament, Absolute Domain, 4419 10,000ths. Your breakthrough progress is almost halfway through, and you are almost halfway through the progress bar. Now, let's move on to the new ultimate. Attribute point balance: 0. Armed skills: Hot Fist, Thunder Roar, Blazing Storm. Gain buff: None. Task 1. If you are the king, you should reach the top and defeat Garp the Fist, the world-recognized strongest owner of armament haki. Task reward: Armed skill Tarzan Iron Fist. This task is a long-term bean. Task 2. Carrying it with you and adapting to the magnetic field of radioactive substances and pure gold will bring continuous improvement to the host, with daily attribute points +1. This task is a daily task. Task 3. Temper your Armament Haki at all times, which will greatly improve your control over Armament Haki, and get +1 daily attribute points. This task is a daily task. For half a year, while constantly tempering Armament Haki and wearing quasi-pure gold, I can get attribute points +2 every day, accumulating over time. Extreme Armed, Absolute Domain. The entry bar is almost halfway through. And this group of subordinates are also very competitive. Bullet has officially entered the Emperor level under the polishing of the potion and the daily Armament Haki. Marco has reached the peak of the Quasi-Emperor, Emperor's Deputy, and Ace, the Blood Demon Dracula, and the Twin Demon Hoffman brothers have also officially entered the Quasi-Emperor level. It's not easy to measure the strength of the door-slamming double ghosts, but if they are pulled out alone, they have already reached the point where they can fight against the Admiral-level Marine alone. Compared with when the White Paper Flower Pirates were first established, the heritage has been several times richer. The time has come to deal with Blackbeard and Kaido. Kaido. Lei Luo's eyes were full of darkness. He never forgot the fact that Kaido came to steal his backyard when his whole army was attacking Aunt Charlotte. Lei Luo. Suddenly, Karina's voice came from the coastal pier, and the clear and charming voice was drawn out for a long, long time. Lei Luo stood up from the throne, but the tempering of the armor covering the hull and many subordinates was not released, which shows that his control over Armament Haki has reached a deep level. To the point of bone marrow. Wherever he looked, there was a touch of tenderness in Lei Luo's eyes. Karina ran in front, and the pirate queen Boa Hancock, his second wife, was walking slowly with her pregnant belly. Strange to say, Karina was the first to follow him, but Hancock was the first to conceive, maybe because Karina was too busy in daily life. As for Garrett, it is even more impossible to always go back and forth between the White Paper Flower Sea territory and the 10,000 Kingdoms Sea territory. However, she is gradually teaching the work at hand to other members of the Charlotte family. She spends less and less time in the Sea of Nations, and spends more time in the Sea of White Paper Flowers. Soon in the future, pregnancy can be expected. Looking at Hancock's big belly, Lei Luo felt that this child must be a good girl, because since entering pregnancy, Hancock's face has always been filled with a jewel-like look. Temperament, belly like a pearl, skin like jade, only pregnant women who give birth to daughters will have such signs. It can be seen that the two women's faces are full of anxiety and urgency. Lei Luo beckoned, and two dark and deep-armed whirlwinds appeared at the feet of the two girls, directly lifted them up, and landed them firmly on the deck. What's the matter, so anxious? Lei Luo wiped the sweat off Karina's forehead. Karina hastily spread out the newspaper in her hand. After the World Conscription Plan, Marine already has 7 Admiral-level powerhouses under his command, and the White Elephant Ronsa. According to Shock Fruit with Father Whitebeard. 8. Advertisement. Chapter 152. Admiral White Elephant, Shock Fruit Reborn. Advertisement. White Elephant Ronsa, Shock Fruit. Lei Luo frowned slightly. The White Paper Flower had already put up 15 billion Baileys, offering a reward for Shock Fruit, and at the same time issued a warning order: Shock Fruit, whoever eats it will die. Unexpectedly, Whitebeard's relics would fall into Marine's hands. What's more interesting is that the White Elephant Ronsa Lei Luo who ate the Shock Fruit is very impressive. In the original pirate work, the helmet mask was shattered by Whitebeard's punch during the Summit War. One-hit headshot Titans. Although he was also KO'd by one move, but compared to the Titan Vice Admiral who was slapped by Wong Luffy, this Ronsa who was smacked by Whitebeard in a second is also very popular. He can be regarded as Naval Headquarters Titan Vice Admiral, the group with the higher strength. Brother Whitebeard's Shock Fruit accidentally got into this guy's hands. The innately strong body of the Titans plus the natural disaster level Paramesha superpower Shock Fruit that can cause a series of natural disasters such as earthquakes and tsunamis. Marine's idea is somewhat interesting. The lifespan of the Titans is 3 times that of humans. Does Marine want the Titans, who still have a lifespan of more than 200 years, to live forever in the territory? Lei Luo's eyes were dark, but it didn't matter. As long as the host died, the Devil Fruit's power would return to nature again, and the Devil Fruit would regenerate after a period of time. Kill this Ronsa, and the Shock Fruit becomes unclaimed again. It's not that Lei Luo has any obsession with the Shock Fruit that Whitebeard once owned, but because most of his power is inherited from his elder brother Whitebeard, and Shock Fruit was once owned by Whitebeard. For Whitebeard's sons, for them, Shock Fruit isn't just a relic of their daddies, it's a belief of yesteryear. It is a very simple truth: if Shi Wengong is not killed to avenge Chao Gai, can Song Zhong sit on Liang Shan? Therefore, there must be no second Shock Fruit capable person born in this sea. If there is, then kill it. Otherwise, the team will be difficult to lead. As for the other 6 admirals mentioned in the newspaper, Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji are all old faces, and he also understands Fujitori's ability to smile. The only thing that needs attention is the Green Cow and Momosugi who returned from the Vegapunk laboratory. Are you going to start a war with Marine? Karina, who has been with Lei Luo for the longest time and understands what Lei Luo thinks in his heart, asks. Yu Qing, Mr. Whitebeard saved Lei Luo's life, and gave a lot of secret help when the White Paper Flower Chamber was first established. Yu Li, if the White Elephant Ronsa who ate the reborn Shock Fruit is not eliminated, Lei Luo will gradually. If you lose people's hearts, the team will be difficult to lead. Therefore, the battle between Lei Luo and Marine is inevitable. Hancock came back to his senses with some belated awareness. Husband, if you want to start a war with Marine, the concubine's body can also be counted as combat power. Lei Luo waved his hands, and 2 armed whirlwinds lifted the 2 women to the shore. The war is decided by me, you go back first, those who should take care of themselves, and those who should take care of their babies. Advertisement. But I am a concubine. Hancock wanted to say something more, but was grabbed by Karina. Okay, trust him. This dog man is omnipotent. Hancock nodded, and shouted to Lei Luo, in more than 3 months, the baby will be born. Lei Luo nodded with a smile. Then he turned around. The aura of tyranny and murder in his eyes could no longer be concealed, and with a thought, he removed the armament Haki covered by all his subordinates. Boss, is today over so soon? The mountain monster bullet's expression is still unfinished, because under the crushing of Lei Luo's armament Haki, he was pleasantly surprised to find that the bottleneck that has troubled him for many years has been loosened a little bit, and his strength has also improved by leaps and bounds, so he can't wait to be 24 hours were crushed and tortured by Lei Luo's armament Haki. At this time, Ace, Marco, Jose, Dracula and others also calmed down one after another, and looked at Lei Luo with puzzled eyes. Lei Luo throws the newspaper to Marco. Marco took it, spread it out, and the other captains also joined in. Immediately afterwards, everyone's eyes changed in unison, shocked and stunned, but more of them were unreasonable. Their demeanor was exactly as Lei Luo expected. What is this white elephant Ronsa? Dad's relic, how could he get his hands on it? Diamond Jazzy gritted his teeth and said what Whitebeard's sons wanted to say. Ace also had a gloomy face. It doesn't matter if he is a titan or something else, if he meddles with Daddy's relics, and ignores the white paper flower's warning, he should die. Shut up. How to deal with the matter, the captain has his own decision. After scolding the brothers, Marco looked at Lei Luo. Captain, what do you think about this matter? Even though they were both Whitebeard's sons, they are all under Lei Luo's command now, and everything should be done according to Lei Luo's orders, and they must not overstep or break the rules. Lei Luo couldn't hear the emotion and asked, what do you think? Marco said with a condensed expression. Captain, with our current strength, it shouldn't be difficult to fight against this army, and killing this Ronsa is not only to take back Dad's relics, but also to defeat the formation of Marine's 7 admirals. A powerful blow to Marine and world conquest. Lei Luo sneered. That's right. During this time, our whole regiment has been obsessed with improving our strength, trying not to have friction with external forces. We have been dormant for too long. It's time to fight. Advertisement. As soon as the words came out, Ace, Jose and the others clenched their fists heavily, their eyes blazing with fighting intent. But Lei Luo's voice changed. Backquote, but before that, we have other things to do. Everyone looked. What? Only Marco's brain turned quickly and he realized, Blackbeard. If the white paper flower pirates were to start a full-scale war with Marine at this time, large-scale troop mobilization would be unavoidable. Once the defense force in the Sea of Nations is empty, that damn traitor of Blackbeard will definitely seize the opportunity to expand wantonly. Don't look at his power being trapped on Liqueur Island for half a year. Once Baizihua relaxes, this guy will immediately counterattack strongly and occupy the surrounding islands. Therefore, if you want to start a full-scale war with Marine, you must first clean up the house on behalf of Dad. Lei Luo nodded and said, that's right. It's time to pull out the nail nailed into the world. Before the words were finished, Ace, who was clenching his fist until it crackled, took a step forward. Captain, I request to attack as the vanguard. I want to kill that beast for my father. Lei Luo had predicted that Ace would be the first to jump out. After all, before Blackbeard Marshal D. Teach defected, he was a member of his second team, and he was Qian Zhao, his Fire Fist Ace's subordinate. Although it has been so long, Ace always blames himself very much every time he thinks of this incident. This is what Lei Luo wanted. When a person really wants to do something, he will have the help of God. With Ace's hatred for Blackbeard, he can't wait to cut him into pieces to relieve his anger. At this time, Ace can get twice the result with half the effort. Good, Ace. It's up to you to be the vanguard to eliminate Blackbeard this time. Yes, the fighting spirit in Ace's eyes was surging, as if it was about to turn into flames and spurt out of his eyes. Lei Luo went on to roll the roll. Marco, Jose, Vista, Namuel, Kulial, Blenheim, Buffalo Atmos. Exist. The 7 of you are going with Ace, and you will take the 3 follow-up ships of the destroyer. Remember, this time is not just a white paper flower to wipe out Blackbeard, but you, as the sons of Whitebeard's elder brother, are going to punish Blackbeard, a traitor. Cleared the portal. Clear. Advertisement. Chapter 153. Destroy Blackbeard, Expedition to Kaido. Advertisement. The 8 people, including Ace, all feel like they have been beaten with chicken blood. Since this operation is dubbed in the name of the Father, it can only succeed and never fail. Pack up and go now. Yes. Looking at Ace, Marco and others who jumped off the splint of the Ruishin, Lei Luo's eyes flashed with tyranny. After 6 months of hard work and improvement, Marco, Ace, Jazzy, and Beasta have all truly entered the ranks of the peak combat power. And Buffalo Atmos was the captain of the 3 ships he had chosen to follow. These 3 captains and the 3 elite squadrons under their command almost covered all amphibious combat modes such as landing operations, boarding operations, long-distance artillery battles, and fire support operations. With such a strong force attacking Liqueur Island, there is no suspense in this battle. As soon as Marco, Ace and others left, the ships of the 3 vassal pirates, the Sun, the Eddie Spider, and the Wolfba, appeared in the sea off Ness's island at the same time. The boats of the Langba pirates and the Great Eddy Spider pirates were running side by side, and thick iron chains were hanging from the boats, as if they were locking something in the water. The Sun Pirates' ship hangs far behind, and the Murlocs led by Aladdin are all swimming in the water, as if they are escorting something. Captain, we have 2 cases of Beast's pirates. The Vortex Spider Skayad shouted from a distance. Kaido people, the corners of Lei Luo's mouth curled into a slight arc. This old boy is really having fun recently. First, he sent people to harass the Wangguo Sea, but was repeatedly repelled. Here comes the base camp. Really looking for death. Forget it. Choosing a day is worse than hitting the day. If you want to start a full-scale war with Marine, Kaido has to guard against Lei Luo's original plan to get rid of Kaido before going to war with Marine. Now he was the first to deliver it to the door. Then cut off the heads of these 2 guys, and give him a big gift by the way. Bring it on. Lei Luo spoke, and Bullet at the side immediately acted as the herald, shouting in a high-pitched voice that could shake the air, bring it up. In a short while, 2 men and women wearing masks were thrown on the deck of the Ruishin. Lei Luo couldn't help raising his eyebrows. Isn't this the mediator and Peggy Fang of Kaido's Phi Musel? In the original Book of Pirates, both siblings are subordinates of Plague Queen Aedf Kaido, the Emperor, is the 3 plagues, and under the 3 plagues is Fei Liapo. Advertisement. In other words, among Beast's pirates, under the 3 disasters, Fei Lubao is the biggest. If you give these 2 heads to Kaido, it must be very meaningful. Skuyad threw the siblings on the deck, and continued, these 2 guys invaded our sea area for no reason. After being warned, not only did they not surrender, but they dared to attack us. After being captured, they tried many times in vain. Escape. Thanks to Aladdin and the others intercepting them in the sea, otherwise these 2 powerful ancient ability users would have escaped. However, Hyaming Apu who came with them, Devil Fruit's abilities are too weird, let him escape. That guy is with these 2 guys, and he probably has something to do with the Beast's pirates. Arpu and the Beast's pirates are inseparable. Of course Lei Luo knows this. This Hyaming Apu is not only inseparable from the Beasts, he is simply a low-profile version of the Plague Quinn. In Beast's pirates, in terms of strategic layout and tactical command, apart from Quinn, this Apu is the most powerful. In the original work of Pirates, it was this guy who cleverly set up a name and used tricks to help Kaido take Chi Drake, Hawkins and others under his command. Lei Luo waved his arm. You have made a great contribution. Go to Karina to receive the reward yourself. Potion, Bailey, weapon, choose by yourself. Thank you, Captain, for your grace. Skuyad, Aladdin, and Langba knelt down together, their eyes glowing with fiery light. After Skuyad and the others left, Lei Luo looked at Runti and Peggy Wan. The eyes of the 2 brothers and sisters were full of fear that could be seen with the naked eye. Is this the 4 emperors armed natural disaster Lei Luo? Just standing there gave people a strong, oppressive feeling of being out of breath, as if they would suffocate at any time. She doesn't look like she was hollowed out by Ruan Ruenxiong in the rumors. Moreover, as long as he stands there, other people's eyes will focus on him unconsciously, as if he is the center of this world. This feeling, even in Governor Kaido, they have never felt pass. The most terrible thing is that the breath of everyone standing on the deck is terrifyingly strong, each of them is comparable to the 3 disasters, and some are even higher than the 3 disasters. Is this the true strength of the White Paper Flower Pirates? A pirate group that has been established for less than a year has such a rich heritage. Even if a large part of Lei Luo's power is inherited from Whitebeard, the original Whitebeard pirates didn't have so many top powerhouses. Terrible. Don't kill us, we are willing to surrender. Advertisement. I am willing to serve under the command of Captain Lei Luo. As long as Captain Lei Luo lets us go, we will give all the information about the beasts. Before Lei Luo could speak, Runfu and Pei Jiwan spoke almost simultaneously. And the 3 demons, the double ghosts, and Yi Zhang, Harda, Fosa and other captains who stayed on the deck all looked contemptuous. This is cowardly. The strongest creatures in the sea, land and air, subordinates of the undead Kaido of the beasts, that's it. The gunshot rang out, and the captain of the 16th Division, the former Wanokuni Yizang who had been waiting for Lei Luo's order, pulled the trigger without hesitation, and directly shot Runti and Peggy Wan to death. Yes, this kind of rootless grass on the wall is useless to keep, and it will cause endless disasters. A very simple truth, if they can betray Kaido today, they can betray him Lei Luo tomorrow. Returning to the white paper flower, you also deserve it. Yi Zhang, how long has it been since you came back to Wanokuni? Chug. Yi Zhang's eyes were full of undisguised contempt and hatred, for nothing else, because these 2 guys are subordinates of the Kaido of the beasts who occupied his hometown Wanokuni. Ah, Lei Luo also had a look of displeasure in his eyes, Guizhong. He dare not accept this kind of guy who will surrender without torture or extort a confession, and who wants to reveal all the information. Yi Zhang was stunned for a moment, then bowed his head. Since I came out with Lord Odin, I have never gone back. Lei Luo spit out a cold word from his mouth. Lei Luo suddenly asked. No one in the entire white paper flower pirates is stronger than him. Since Kaido captured Wanokuni as the base camp, the connection between him and his younger brother Kikunojo has been completely severed, and the life and death of the former Red Sheath warriors are also unknown. On the hatred for Kaido of the beasts. Lei Luo said in a cold voice. Chop off the heads of these 2 guys, pack up your things, come with me to Wanokuni, and meet Kaido. Kill. Advertisement. Chapter 154. Clearing the portal, Blackbeard's fear. Advertisement. 2 days later, in the Sea of All Nations, the Liqueur Island was occupied by the Blackbeard gang. In the center of the island shrouded in black mist, Gecko Moria waited anxiously with a newspaper. Since Liqueur Island was captured, the rest of them came here under the leadership of Captain Teach. No way. Redhead's request is for them to continue to increase troops in the Sea of Nations, but what the Blackbeard pirates lack most is troops, so they can only send out all the people who were originally staying in the Thriller bark. As for Blackbeard, except for bumping into the white paper flower when he first came here, he spent the rest of the past 6 months practicing day and night, staying in the black mist all day. No one knows what he's drumming up. The only thing that is certain is that Captain Teach's strength is growing day by day, because the black search covering the center of Liqueur Island is becoming more and more frightening. But they have been on this island for half a year, and Captain Teach has neither sent troops to attack the other islands of 10,000 kingdoms, nor evacuated, as if he was deliberately spending time with the red-haired Shanks, which is confusing. And now that Marine has gathered 7 Admiral-level fighters, the entire New World pattern is about to be completely disrupted, and the entire Blackbeard pirates are waiting for him, the captain, to make up his mind. Thief ha ha ha. Suddenly, bursts of teeth-piercing strange laughter came out of the black mist, and the black mist covering the entire central area began to shrink visible to the naked eye. Soon, the black mist faded, and Blackbeard Marshal D teach that a fat body is revealed. Captain, you are here. Moria stepped forward quickly. The Blackbeard thief laughed. Moria, what about the time? The white paper flowers didn't make any waves. The thief ha ha ha, just follow Lousie's deployment and let Brother Ming and the sand crocodile guard the coastal pier. Absolutely safe for. Pass Lousie's order, everyone is ready to fight, today we will take at least 5 islands of the 10,000 kingdoms. Half a year of painstaking training and constant deliberation made him greatly improve in the development of the soul fruit, and the fusion usage of the dark fruit and the soul fruit has made a qualitative leap. If you go out today, you will no longer need to hide on the small Liqueur Island, and you will definitely sweep the white paper flowers and bring the entire city of South Blue into the territory of the Blackbeard pirates. Moria handed over the newspaper with a bitter face. Captain, you should read this first before doing this. Blackbeard frowned and took the newspaper that Moria handed over. A hint of vague displeasure flashed across his brows. This Moria, every cadre of the Blackbeard pirates was better than him, if it wasn't for the lack of troops and the need for his zombie soldiers, and how could he be given the position of vice captain? Advertisement. Now, Blackbeard has mastered the power of the soul fruit to the point of perfection, and the homies he made can replace Moria's zombie soldiers. This guy has a loose attitude towards his orders. Time to consider a replacement. But the next moment, the vague displeasure on Blackbeard's brows turned into indescribable astonishment and shock. 7 admirals. Marine actually recruited 7 admiral-level combat power. His gaze continued to sweep across the newspaper, and he froze again. White Elephant Ronsa, shock fruit ability user. In just an instant, Blackbeard's complexion became uglier than a pig's liver. The innately strong physique of the Titan family, plus the shock fruit that my father once had, hiss. He couldn't help but sucked in the cold air, and didn't dare to think about it anymore. Marine clearly intends to completely end the era of great pirates. 7 admiral-level battle strengths, plus 2 living legendaries, Garp and Sengoku. Looking at the entire new world, neither the Kaido of the beasts, the red-haired Shanks, nor the armed scourge Lei Luo can withstand the strong impact of 7 admiral-level terrorist forces. Not to mention those scattered pirate groups. For a moment, Blackbeard suppressed all kinds of confused thoughts in his heart, and ordered to Moria. Send the order, the whole army will attack, and capture the surrounding islands of Liqueur Island as quickly as possible. Although his Blackbeard pirate group has been dealing with the Emperor-level pirate group, Blackbeard knows in his heart that they are no different from scattered pirate groups without territory and vassals. Now that Marine has recruited 7 admiral-level terrorist forces, the sky-shattering waves are about to crash, and the only way to survive this coming disaster is to conquer the world as quickly as possible at all costs. More territory, and then unite with the other 3 as the Emperor, maybe it can still have the power to fight against Marine. Yes, Moria agreed, but before he could send the order, the next second, bang. A huge blue fireball hit head-on. Blackbeard and Moria staggered away at the same time. The blue fireball hit the ground heavily, and the ground trembled violently, as if a small earthquake had occurred. 0. Ask for flowers. Advertisement. Both Blackbeard and Moria became vigilant, looking at the fallen object. 4 eyes slammed out at the same time. Doflamingo. That huge blue fireball flying over suddenly is Doflamingo. At this time, the pink flamingo cloak on Doflamingo's body had been burnt to ashes, and his whole body was burned like black coke, and he fell to the ground dying, with more air and less air. Bang, bang, bang. Immediately afterwards, more blue fireballs flew over, and the flames dissipated, revealing charred figures that could only be vaguely identified one after another. 0. Sand Crocodile, Depin, Pizarro. Blackbeard's heart sank suddenly. The scene in front of me couldn't be more comprehensible. Someone is attacking Liqueur Island and took down 4 cadres under his command in one go. Maybe there are more. Crazy. A loud hiss seemed to tear the sky apart. The sound of the hawk chirping made Blackbeard's knees tremble slightly, as if waking up something engraved in his DNA. He couldn't be more familiar with this sound. It was Whitebeard. No, Whitebeard, the captain of the first team of the bandit group. The Phoenix Marco is unique when he transforms into a phoenix. Really. In the next moment, a phoenix wrapped in deep blue flames flew through the air. I am ordered by my Emperor's armed natural disaster Lei Luo to attack the traitor Blackbeard Marshal D teach in the name of Whitebeard and clean up the house. Before the words fell, another familiar voice came. What are you talking to him about? This B asterisk 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 D betrayed his father first, and led his troops to capture the islands in the territorial waters of our Emperor Lei Luo. His crime cannot be pardoned, so he was killed on the spot. It wasn't until this time that Blackbeard suddenly discovered that there was a huge ball of pure blue fire behind Marco, who had turned into a blue phoenix. He was too familiar with this move, except for the color of blue, everything else exactly the same trick as his former captain Ace. The captains of the first and second teams are here. Standing on Marco's back, Ace burst out with pure blue flames, and circles of blue flame ripples spread. Die. Blackbeard, you be asterisk 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 D who shamed the second team. Great Flame Precept Emperor Kangen. Spoon. Advertisement. Chapter 155. Kaido's Unbelievable, Emperor Lei Luo comes. Please subscribe. Advertisement. At the same time that the captains of the White Paper Flower exterminated the traitor Blackbeard under the orders of Lei Luo and Whitebeard. On the Ghost Island in the Wano-kuni Inland Sea, in the bedroom. Kaido, the strongest creature in the sea, land and air, smashed the newspaper in his hand on the ground angrily, but he was drunk and had a full sleep. Such a shocking event happened on the sea. Marine 7 Admiral. Historically, Marine has only 3 admirals, and this lineup of 7 admirals is unprecedented. Aside from the 3 familiar faces of Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji, just the Titan Ronsa who got the poisonous fruit of Whitebeard is enough to make people dread. The innately strong physique of the Titans, plus the shock fruit of the old guy from Whitebeard. Do those stupid Marines know what kind of monster they created? And the Momoshiki Gion, who was destroyed by the White Paper Flower but was helped by the intergenerational scientist Vegapunk, also had to guard against it. As for Fujitora and Green Bull, since they were selected from the civilian population to the military and became Marine admirals, their strength must not be underestimated. 820. Damn, Marine keeps compressing our living space, aren't we afraid of death? Kaido muttered. The terrifying lineup of 7 Marine admirals, no matter whether it was him, the red hair, the group or Lei Luo, they would never be able to hold back. Not to mention that there are 2 living legendaries, Sengoku and Garp, in Marine, as well as Suru, the chief staff officer of the headquarters who can cleanse the San Juan wolves whose body is as huge as a moving island, fold them and put them in the deepest part of Impel Down. Although he is immortal, he is only one person. Once the 7 admirals of Marine attack, the beast's pirates will be overthrown in an instant, and the pirates are gone. What is the throne? Damn White Paper Flowers, and Lei Luo, can't do anything clean. And leave such a big disaster. Kaido greeted Lei Luo's upper 3rd generation and lower 3rd generation without exception in a calm voice. If Lei Luo had killed the Momoshiki at the beginning, how would Marine have a chance to rally to Admiral? If Lei Luo went all out to find the reborn shock fruit, how did this terrifying thing end up in Marine's hands? If it hadn't been for Lei Luo, AB asterisk 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 D who killed the old lady Charlotte, the 4 emperors would still be able to stand together, and why would the 7 admirals of Marine be afraid? Everything, all kinds of things are caused by this Lei Luo, this damn B asterisk 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 D completely disrupted the fixed pattern of New World. Kaido let out a long breath. Jin. Governor, I'm here. Yan Wanjin, who had been standing by the side, quickly stood up. Tell Apu, Peggy Wan, and Runti to withdraw and stop messing with Lei Luo. Do it now. Kaido said this in an extremely low voice. There are no permanent friends or enemies, only permanent interests. Marine assembled 7 admirals, as if they wanted to completely end the era of great pirates. If they want to keep their living space, the pirates must all unite, at least the 3 families of beasts, Red Hair and White Paper Flowers must never be anymore. We must unite and deal with Marine together. Advertisement. After the Marine is repelled, the pirates will fight as they like, and divide their territory as they like. I believe Hongfa and Lei Luo will not understand such a simple truth. Yes, Jin promised to do it, but before he left the dormitory, a small figure the size of a palm hung down from the ceiling of the dormitory. It was Kaido's personal attendant, and Smile made a devil fruit flying squirrel form for the giver. It's not good, Governor. Apu is back, waiting outside to be summoned, but Runfu and Peggy Fang didn't come back with Apu. What? Kaido's expression froze, his heart skipped a beat, and a strong sense of foreboding filled his heart. Let the Apuna idiot get out of here. Yes. Bao Huang climbed up to the ceiling, and after a while, he heard shouts from outside. Governor Kaido has an order, let the idiot Apuna get out. Then the door opened, and the slender and somewhat embarrassed Hyaming Apu really rolled in. Boss, Your Excellency Governor. Snort. Kaido snorted angrily, stomped his feet, and the ground shook, as if the whole Ghost Island trembled 3 times. Say. Where are Run and Peggy Wan? Why didn't they at asterisk with you? Apu was trembling like chaff. We encountered a strong enemy in the White Paper Flower Sea. Roar. Before Apu finished speaking, he was sent flying out by Kaido's loud dragon chant, and hit the thick wall of the dormitory directly, falling down, spitting blood. Bastards. Laozi gave you an order to go to the Sea of 10,000 Nations, you dare to break into Lei Luo's lair. The anger in Kaido's heart surged up, this daring idiot. Fortunately, Quinn used to be so optimistic about him, but in fact, this idiot is even more stupid than Jack, stupid and daring. In the Sea of White Paper Flowers, even he, Kaido of the Beasts, failed twice in a row. A mere second-rate pirate dares to break into it. Ahem. Apu coughed for a while, coughed up blood all over the place, and said intermittently, Subordinate, this subordinate should be damned, greedy for meritorious deeds. Take Peggy 1 and Runty to enter the White Paper Flower Sea area, and only then did they encounter a strong enemy. Peggy 1 and Runty were thrown into the sea, and their life and death are unknown. Subordinate, seeing that the situation is not right, this subordinate desperately escaped and came back to report to the governor. Kaido stared at the dragon eyes and roared, "Come back to report. Then Lousy should thank you." Kaido picked up Apu from the ground with 2 fingers. 3 cadres went out, and you came back alone. Why didn't you die in the White Paper Flower Sea area? Subordinates should be damned. Please punish the governor. Kaido threw Apu heavily on the ground. You still know you deserve to die. Let me ask you, Lousy, who hit Runty and Peggy 1? Was it Lei Luo's 3 demons or the 2 ghosts? Apu obviously had no confidence and said, yes, it's Squid and Langba. Advertisement. Lie. Boom. With a roar, Kaido kicked Apu flying, and hit the wall again. Squad and Wolfba. Kaido exhaled 2 streams of cold air from his nostrils. You think I'm a pig? Use materials to set me up. It's clear that you took refuge in the White Paper Flower, and who came back lousy. What is a skuyard? It's just the scum that used the name of Whitebeard to make a living by shooting and fishing for sunken ships in the small trench. That wolf is just the last batch of the vassal group under the original Whitebeard's command. Quote. Do you think that Fei Lubao of Lousy Beasts Pirates is not as good as the 2 scum under Lei Luo? Say something. Kaido's angry roar shook the whole dormitory trembling. Jin looked at Apu, who would rather die than change his words, and then looked at Kaido. Governor, Apu doesn't seem to be telling a lie, and he made up such an outrageous lie in front of you. Kaido's long eyes widened, and his eyebrows twitched. Then you mean that Peggy 1 and Ant Run really lost to the 2 scum under Lei Luo's command? You fart the horse. The undead Kaido of the beasts in the dormitory suddenly raised his head, gritted his teeth and uttered 2 words. Lei Luo. Yan Calamity's body trembled. Subordinate. Subordinate doesn't mean that. Full of nonsense, do you know Governor Kaido is giving you a chance? What a joke. An earth-shattering roar came from above Ghost Island. Kaido. Get out and die. Such trash as Skiyard and Langba, who can compete with Marine Vice Admiral, will be the opponents of Peggy 1 and Runty. Skiyard and Langba only used 1 knife and 1 sword to hit Peggy 1 and Runty into the sea. I was going to fight them to the death, but their boat is very fast. It can be faster than the boat with the wind against the wind. It should be equipped with some kind of power acceleration device. Their boats still have energy shields. I can't break through the defenses. I can only escape when they don't pay attention and report to you. It's not good for him either. Almost at the same time. Can't make up nonsense. Apu hugged Yan Zuan's leg, his blood-stained palm stained Jin's combat boots red, his eyes widened. What I said is true, it's all true. Apu, who was hit hard continuously, struggled and said, it's true, Governor Kaido. Subordinates, do you dare to lie? Seeing that Apu was talking nonsense, Yan Calamity Jin couldn't bear it anymore, and cursed violently. 5.6 inches. The more you talk, the more outrageous. The second of the 6 cells will be thrown away with 1 sword and 1 sword. It's still 2 people with ancient zone abilities, even if Lei Luo can't do it. Advertisement. Chapter 156. Enter Wano Kuni, armed with natural disasters and powerful dragon slaying. Please subscribe. Advertisement. Boom. With a roar that shook the sky, Kaido of the beasts turned into a dragon, and the mighty conquerors rushed out like a tide, making the surrounding air tremble, and Conqueror's Haki manifested into a purple thunderbolt. Azure Dragon stepped on the thundercloud and soared into the sky. The flame Calamity Ember on the side also looked frozen, his arms turned into flesh wings harder than steel, with hot flames above his head, transformed into a pterosaur, and followed Kaido. A master and a servant broke through the dome in an instant and came to the sky above the Ghost Island. And Sasagi and Black Maria from the Flying Muscle Land, who were attracted by the violent movement on the ground of Onijima, were just like the givers, pleasurers, and standbys around them. Looking at the sky in bewilderment, Governor Kaido turned into a dragon. And hovering directly over Wano Kuni. Zone's ancient species of rose, the ancient tarantula form ability. Black Maria stared incredulously. Although Governor Kaido has always had the problem of turning into a dragon when he disagrees with him, he rarely appears directly in Wano Kuni in the form of a dragon, and usually hides in the clouds. Because in the eyes of the citizens of Wano Kuni, the huge azure dragon entrenched over Wano Kuni is always a symbol of disaster. Every time it appears, it will bring great turmoil to Wano Kuni. The beasts' pirates rely on Wano Kuni's productivity and labor force, so they have to care about the feelings of the citizens. Therefore, Governor Kaido will hardly appear in Wano Kuni directly in the form of a dragon. Is it an enemy attack? Sasaki, who has the shape of a triceratops, the fruit of Zone's ancient species of dragon, squinted his eyes, as if he could see a figure floating in the sky. It was Lei Luo. Same as 4 emperors with Governor Kaido. Lei Luo, the armed natural disaster of the 3 emperors. From such a long distance, Sasagi couldn't see Lei Luo's face at all, but the dark and straight suit and the white paper flowers looming on the chest were so recognizable, exactly the same as the Emperor Lei Luo in the newspaper. That damn guy just killed Mother Charlotte not long ago, and now he's on Governor Kaido's territory again. Does he want to? Hiss. Sasaki unconsciously took a breath of the cold air, and the bad premonition rising in his heart made him dare not continue to think about it. Always read in the newspapers that Lei Luo defeated the veteran powerhouses one by one. The news made him feel a mysterious fear of the armed scourge and legendary. Lei Luo. The huge azure dragon incarnated by Kaido undulates among the clouds, but when he saw a figure a few hundred meters away, he was obviously taken aback. I saw Lei Luo wearing a pitch black suit and the lacquered black cloak worn by O4 during the enthronement ceremony. The white paper flowers folded by hand were looming on the collar of the cloak. Kaido roared furiously, and the overwhelming Conqueror's haki brought a torrential wind and shrouded and crushed Lei Luo in a daze. The next moment, Kaido froze suddenly, his expression froze, and there was a trace of imperceptible astonishment in the shock. The strong wind blew by, but it didn't shake Lei Luo's hair, and the pitch-black sky on his body didn't move with the wind. He seems to be an immovable iron tower standing in this world. Whether it's wind, cloud, or anything else, they will unconsciously avoid him when they pass by him. He stood there with his feet on the void, his dark attire was shocking, without Conqueror's haki on his body, but the air around him was distorted, as if trembling with fear. Transformed into a dragon, Kaido of the Beasts, who was hundreds of feet long, felt a sense of oppression and intensity from his 2-meter-high body. How can it be? This guy can actually stand on the void. Although I have long thought that my Conqueror's haki is not very effective for Lei Luo, but Lei Luo seems to have reached the point where he is completely immune to Conqueror's haki. Has this guy's aura reached such a tyrannical level? How strong does one have to be to have such a powerful aura? Thinking back a few months ago, Lei Luo was still a ridiculous kid who had to rely on those ghost eyes to barely compete with him. However, compared to these, the most bizarre thing is that this guy can actually stay in the void like him. Is Moonwalk by Marine 6 Styles? Or the technical equipment of Germa 66? In a short moment, Kaido thought of countless possibilities, but there was only one kind of breath overflowing from Lei Luo, Armament Haki, the extremely pure Armament Haki, not any kind of technological product or devil fruit ability. Kaido's dragon eyes widened, and when he took a closer look, he suddenly realized that there were countless thin and hard-to-see jet black whirlwinds under Lei Luo's feet, dragging his tower-like body to hold him in the air. This horse is Armament Haki. Kaido began to subconsciously deny it when he realized this fact. Although I have seen the weirdness and horror of Lei Luo Armament Haki more than once, but I am afraid that even the world-recognized Armament Haki benchmark, Garp the Fist, can achieve the purpose of staying in the air without any external force. Can't do it. This kid really surpassed Garp and became the world's No. 1 Armament Haki. Impossible. In this short period of time, a kid who is less than 25 years old has caught up with a veteran expert who has practiced decades more than him. Then what should these old things be counted as the results of years of hard training? While various thoughts flashed through his mind, Kaido also said to Lei Luo, "Brother Lei Luo. If you don't guard your territory well, why come to Wano Kuni when you have time?" Lei Luo on the opposite side sneered, followed Kaido's words and said, "Don't talk nonsense, you know what you have done. I have received the gift you sent me. Today I will give you a gift in return." Lei Luo took out a bag from behind, opened it, and smashed it out. Almost at the same time, 3 lines of text prompting Dwang popped up. Mission reminder. Those who offend our king will be punished even if they are far away. Kill Kaido of the Beasts. Mission reward attribute points plus 500. Advertisement. Mission tips. If you are a king, you will have kingly soil under your feet, and include Wano Kuni in the territory. Mission reward attribute points plus 1000. Mission tips. To cut the weeds, we must eradicate the roots and destroy the entire beast's pirates. The mission rewards attribute points plus 2000. The bag thrown by Lei Luo flew towards Kaido like a fired shell, and was shattered by Conqueror's haki, who manifested as a purple lightning when he was more than 10 meters away from Kaido, revealing 2 bloody heads wearing masks. Peggy Wan, Run T, Yan Calamity, who had turned into a pterosaur, recognized the 2 heads at a glance. Although the 2 heads were already bloody and still maintained a certain degree of dragon-like characteristics, they were still very recognizable. They really died in the hands of Lei Luo. Jin turned his head to look at Kaido, and what caught his eyes was Governor Kaido's gloomy dragon face that dripped water. I could clearly feel the anger surging in the chest of Governor Kaido, as if it would explode like a volcanic eruption in the next second. But in the next moment, a scene beyond Jin's expectation was staged before his eyes. Guhahaha. Governor Kaido laughed out loud, a dull voice sounded. Okay. These 2 bastards went to Brother Lei Luo's place to make trouble. I don't worry if my brother handles it like this. They made a fuss about you, and you killed them. For the sake of our being the Emperor of the Sea, let this matter be over. What do you think? Yan Calamity Jin, who turned into a pterosaur, was stunned for a second as if struck by lightning. His mind went blank. That domineering and arrogant Governor Kaido is bowing his head to Lei Luo. In an instant, Dan Calamity Ember felt as if his faith had collapsed. In fact, not only Yan Calamity Ember was stunned, but even Lei Luo, who came to start the scene, was stunned. Kaido, a reckless guy who always talks with his fists, just swallowed this breath. It shouldn't be. Lei Luo smiled coldly. I think it's better to talk with fists. At the same time as the voice sounded, a tyrannical, terrifying aura burst out from Lei Luo's body, and it was only for a short moment. With Lei Luo as the center, the space around Miao Mi fell into deathly silence. The wind rested and the clouds didn't move, as if the whole world fell silent in fear of Lei Luo's terrifying aura. Yan Wanjin's figure swayed violently, as if he would fall from midair at any time. At the moment when the terrifying aura spread from Lei Luo's body, he couldn't help but feel a strong feeling of stuffiness even if he was separated by hundreds of meters, as if suffocating at any time. Kaido of the Beasts, expression froze, and the terrifying Conqueror's haki manifested as a purple thunder suddenly spread out like a torrent, covering the entire sky. On Kaido's side, the wind was surging, and behind Lei Luo, the clouds stopped and the wind stopped, and the whole Wano Kuni could see the frightening abnormality in the sky. The pterosaur incarnated by Jin, whose wings spread tens of feet, was blown away by the aftermath of the collision of the auras of the two sea emperors, and flew backwards tens of meters away. Even at this point, Kaido of the Beasts is still suppressing his anger. Brother Lei Luo, fists can't solve everything. From your fierce battle with Aokiji to now, the whole world knows that you are armed with natural disasters. Lei Luo, you have big fists, it's amazing. But no matter how big your fists are, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. Did you read the latest issue of the newspaper? Surrounded by 7 marine admirals, can your fists withstand it? Lei Luo raised his eyebrows unknowingly, and actually heard a bit of earnestness from Kaido's words. No wonder the old boy changed his violent temper in the past, and didn't directly do anything to this point. The 7 admirals who fear the marine. Think about it, 7 admiral level combat power, the red-haired Shanks can't stand it, let's say it, Kaido, the guy with 3 disasters and only 2 disasters left, and the guy who turned from flying 6 to flying 4, must not be able to bear it. As expected, he wants to draw people to form an alliance. Sure enough, Kaido went on to say, Marine has assembled 7 admiral level combat forces, whether it's you, me or the red-haired Shanks can't stand it. But Marine made such a big move, the purpose is already very clear, it is to keep compressing our living space, and completely defeat us. Let's settle the grievances and settle the grievances. Don't let those damn Marines take advantage of the loopholes. If you want me to say, you and I will stop fighting here, and then bring the red-haired Shanks and the 3 alliances together to fight against Marine, and first completely defeat the so-called 7 admirals, what do you think? Without waiting for Lei Luo to speak, Kaido continued to throw out another condition. Whitebeard's shock fruit was eaten by that titan from Marine. If you think about it, you won't be able to swallow it. And I can help you. Kaido is sure that none of Beasts, Red Hair, and White Paper Flowers has the ability to fight against the 7 admirals of Marine alone. It is also certain that Lei Luo will definitely target the new Admiral White Elephant Ronsa, because the whole sea knows the rhetoric of, whoever eats the shock fruit will die, released by Bai Zihua. If the White Elephant Ronsa is not killed, Bai Zihua, the bold words released became a big joke. But Lei Luo didn't have the strength to break into naval headquarters alone and kill the White Elephant Ronsa, so he could only form an alliance with others, so he would never refuse this tempting offer. Proposal. However, the next moment. Ha ha ha. Lei Luo laughed, but Kaido's face became more and more gloomy. He could hear the irony from Lei Luo's laughter. Lei Luo smiled. Kaido, when did you become such a mother-in-law? Kaido's anger that was betting on ultimate burst out in an instant. This damn brat really doesn't give him any face. Lei Luo, now the enemy is at hand, you have to see the situation clearly. Laozi has shown great sincerity, don't be ignorant of flattery. Otherwise, don't wait for Marine to call, Laozi's Beasts pirates will fight with you first. There was a cold and sarcastic smile on the corner of Lei Luo's mouth. Then come, don't just talk but don't practice. The moment the voice sounded, Lei Luo, who was stepping on the void, stomped his feet, and flew towards Kaido like a fired shell, towards Ultimate Armament Haki, who was as black as strings and as deep as an abyss. Instantly envelops the whole body. Boom. Advertisement. A loud and high-pitched dragon chant resounded in the body, and the fiery angry dragon attached to the back soared into the sky, covering the whole body in an instant, making Lei Luo's skin look like it was burning red. Average soldering iron. At this moment, the fired cannonballs also turned into flying fire meteors piercing the sky, and in just 2 breaths, they had already charged in front of Kaido. A dog who doesn't know how to praise. You really want to die. Kaido of the Beasts roared angrily, the dragon's mouth opened wide, and the hot dragon's breath that had been accumulated in his chest for a long time rushed out like a torrent of flames, heading straight for Lei Luo. In the next moment, whether it was the flaming embers in the distance, or Sasaki, Black Maria and others who were watching the battle below, their eyes widened in surprise, and Black Maria subconsciously used white. Covering his mouth with the palm of his hand, a strong sense of fear and disbelief swept through his whole body. How so? Governor Kaido's blazing dragon breath, enough to melt a mountain, was split in 2 in front of the armed natural disaster Lei Luo. Yes, when the torrent of blazing dragon's breath rushed to Lei Luo, it was like butter hitting a hot knife, and it was instantly cut into 2 strands. Black Maria below made an extremely insecure movement, wrapping her arms around her chest, pressing down on her chest that was constantly rising and falling like a bellows. Terrible. Governor Kaido's blazing dragon breath was split in 2, which was an unprecedented scene in her memory. Although I have already learned about the strength of the new armed natural disaster Emperor Lei Luo in the newspapers, but compared with the scene in front of me, the vivid words in the newspapers are so pale and abstract. Just when everyone was terrified by Lei Luo's terrifying power, Kaido's huge and thick dragon tail suddenly appeared in midair, breaking through the clouds, slamming down towards Lei Luo. Who would have thought that the overwhelming fiery dragon's breath was just a false move by him? Thunder 8 trigrams. 323. With the sound of thunder, Armament Haki and Conqueror's Haki double blessing, black as ink but flashing purple, the dragon's tail of the black arc lightning slapped Lei Luo blatantly. Pound. There was a silent and melodious sound like a huge bell ringing in the air. Kaido's complexion changed visibly with the naked eye, even in the form of a dragon. Tien could see the indescribable shock and astonishment from the dragon's face. How come? The same as Thunder 8 trigrams, in the form of a dragon, it is displayed with a dragon tail, and its power is nearly 10 times that of a mace in a human form. It stands to reason that Lei Luo, who is in midair and has no stable support point, should be smashed directly from the air into the ground. But this guy didn't move at all. Just floating in the air like that, abruptly accepting the strongest love. 8 trigrams, not moving at all. So absurd, yet so real. Almost at the same moment, Lei Luo raised his fist to the sky, as hot as a red-hot iron. The shiny red fist shot up into the sky, emission as the shape, hot fist as the meaning, the scorching power. Immediately poured into Kaido's Beizong dragon body from the dragon's tail. In an instant, the body of the dragon, more than 10 feet long, started from the tail of the dragon, turned red, and the smell of scorching and stench continued to spread, and the scorching heat distorted the surrounding air. Click it. The terrifying punch that soared into the sky directly broke half of the dragon tail of Kaido of the beasts. Ground. Wanokuni flower capital across the inland sea from Onijima. Kazuki Hiyori, aliased as Orin Shaozi, looked at what was happening on the distant sky, touched his fist unconsciously, and trembled all over his body. After a while, the feeling of fear arises spontaneously. I thought that mastering the heat dissipation skill would break Lei Luo's heat. Who would have thought that the improvement of this guy's strength would be so terrifying? She muttered to herself. My lord, maybe we don't have to wait for the 20 years to come. Compared with the last confrontation, this damn strange heat, the temperature is even hotter. It invades the body in an instant, causing destructive damage from the inside out. Roar. The dragon's face was pale, and the dense rain of sweat kept slipping from his hundreds of feet of dragon body. No one can improve his strength so quickly, not to mention that this guy is majoring in Armament Haki, which is the most difficult to improve. No, it's impossible. Thinking of this, Kaido shook his body to break through the high-temperature steam around him, but what he faced was an extremely hot-armed tornado. She is the subjugated princess of Wanokuni, who was ruined by Kurozumi Orochi and Kaido of the Beasts. The brave dragon slayer has sacrificed his life. Kaido flicked his tail fiercely, and a puff of steam like high-temperature smoke rose from the dragon's body covered with blue scales. Kaido let out a cry of pain in midair, and the sound waves spread violently, causing the surrounding air to tremble violently. Docking the tail is a trivial matter, relying on the recovery ability of zone phantom beasts when they are strong. If it wasn't for the timely response and fast enough action, it wouldn't even be possible to force the hot temperature out to dissipate heat. He could recover soon, but the fiery heat seemed to melt his body from the inside out. He must have fought with all his strength for the blow just now. Although the explosive power is strong, it must not last long and cannot withstand a long battle. In just over half a year, this guy's strength has really caught up, surpassed the old top powerhouse. Year. Advertisement. Chapter 157. Destroy Wanokuni, arm the terrorist war started by Lei Luo. Please subscribe. Advertisement. Just when Lei Luo and Kaido were in full swing, the territorial waters of the New World Red Hair Pirates, on board the Redforth. Bang bang. Ben Beckman knocks on the door of the Shanks lounge. Shanks, something went wrong. What's wrong? The door didn't open, and the red-haired Shanks' very low, depressing voice came from the lounge. Just received the tip. Lei Luo sent Marco, Ace and others to Wanguo, saying that they wanted to clean up the sect in the name of Whitebeard, and Lei Luo himself, it is said that he went to Wanokuni. Bump. The door of the lounge opened instantly, and the red-haired Shanks, with bloodshot eyes, grabbed Ben Beckman by the collar. What did you say? Lei Luo sent Ace and Marco to Wanguo. He also went to Wanokuni himself. Wanokuni is the territory of Kaido of the Beasts. In the past half a year, there have been a lot of news that the Beasts pirates have harassed the White Paper Flower pirates. Shanks knew without thinking that Lei Luo must have troubled Kaido when he went to Wanokuni. It has only been stable for half a year, and it is bouncing again. This damn Lei Luo, what the hell is he going crazy? Seeing that Marine has assembled 7 admirals, the entire New World structure may be overturned, and they will lose their thrones. At this time, it is necessary to unite all the high-end combat power, top combat power, and peak combat power of the pirates to hope to resist Marine, keep the entire New World, and keep their units. Now all the pirates are grasshoppers on the same rope, one prospers all one loses, such a simple truth, how could this shrewd guy fail to understand? Lei Luo, it seems that you really don't want to sit on the throne. Shanks murmured in a low voice, with a frightening look of prey dancing in his eyes. Tell Lajalu and Yesabu to retreat from the Sea of 10,000 Nations and go directly to Wanokuni. Let's set off too, and rush to Wanokuni as quickly as possible. Yes, Ben Beckman promised to do it right away. Shanks rubbed his temples with a headache, hoping to make it in time. Whether it is Lei Luo or Kaido, any accident will directly damage the strength of the final battle between the pirates and the 7 Marine admirals. The original 4 emperors had already become the 3 emperors because of Lei Luo, and if they dragged on for another emperor, the 2 emperors would definitely not be able to stop Marine's attack on New World. If things really reach the stage that he least wants to see, then he can only reveal his identity. But if he really does that, everything he has worked hard on the sea these years will be wiped out. Return to your seat. Crack. Shanks grasped the side of the boat with 5 fingers without realizing it, and crushed the side of the boat, and the sharp sawdust pierced into the palm of his hand without realizing it. Unknowingly, Lei Luo has completely broken his layout on the sea. This guy has become more and more out of control, and if he is allowed to develop, the era of great pirates may come to an end. In any case, after this incident, Lei Luo must die. Liqueur Island in the Sea of Nations a few minutes away. Sudden. Don't fight Yasubu, the boss said. Withdraw, go to Wano-kuni. Hearing Lajalu's words, Yasubu, who had shot one shot, was stunned for a moment, then withdrew from the sniper position without hesitation, and the two of them led their subordinates to take advantage of the chaos and rushed to the coastal pier of Liqueur Island. They only need to seize one ship, and they can easily leave here. At the moment Yasubu withdrew, on the battlefield of Liqueur Island, Marco kicked Blackbeard fiercely with a phoenix seal, and lost Yasubu's divine sniper protection. Blackbeard, who had been fighting for a long time, was instantly hit without any suspense. Seeing that there was no gunshot, Ace, Joes and the others suddenly realized something, and gleaming diamond fists and dark blue hot flames kept greeting Blackbeard. And Blackbeard's eyes flashed a trace of resentment, and he had already realized it the moment Marco hit him with the phoenix mark. The one who stepped on the horse was tricked, he was abandoned by the red hair. Over Wano-kuni. Damn. Seeing the fiery armed tornado close at hand, Kaido's expression froze fiercely, and the blue Beizong dragon body twisted, and the dark and deep Armament Haki instantly covered the whole body, while stepping on the clouds with 4 claws, it continued to rise to a higher sky. Even though Kaido reacted extremely quickly, he couldn't completely avoid Lei Luo's fiery storm. Advertisement. The moment Kaido covered his whole body with Armament Haki and climbed to a higher sky, the size of the fiery storm suddenly doubled in size, and directly rolled Kaido's dragon tail into it. The moment the fiery tornado touched Longwei, sparks splattered and crackling sounds could be heard endlessly. The tough dragon scales that the immortal Kaido of the beasts were proud of were useless in front of the fiery tornado. It was as thick as the dragon's tail of a small building and was smashed into pieces like meat in an instant. Not a single drop of blood flowed from the huge wound, because in that short moment, the wound was completely scorched. Roar. Mixed with a bit of shrill dragon's roar, it resounded over Wano-kuni, and the intense sound waves spread strongly in all directions, stirring up the seawater in the inner sea below into waves tens of feet high, like a tsunami coming. Yan Calamity Ember in the distance looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief, and the steel wings that kept flapping stopped at this moment. At this moment, he even forgot that he was in the sky. How so? Governor Kaido's impeccable dragon scale defense was broken so easily. His mind seemed to be blown up, even if he saw it with his own eyes, Jin couldn't believe that the scene in front of him was real. The invincible Governor Kaido was so easily traumatized. The scene in front of me is too magical. How strong is this armed natural disaster Lei Luo? Hey, hello, am I reading it wrong? Governor Kaido seems to be traumatized. Impossible, Governor Kaido is a dragon, an invincible dragon, how could he be traumatized by mortals? It must be my eyes. Mortal, do you know who Governor Kaido is fighting with? Armed Scourge Lei Luo, who is one of the strongest 4 emperors with Governor Kaido. On the ground below, bursts of whispering voices spread. Sasaki and Black Maria, who are also Fei Lubao, looked at each other, and they both saw the shock and astonishment in each other's eyes. Did you see? Sasaki asked with lingering fear, and there was an unbelievable meaning in his words. The strongest creature in the sea, land and air, the belief in the hearts of everyone in the beasts' pirates, the immortal Kaido of the beasts was so easily damaged. This feeling is almost like a dream, and even seeing it with one's own eyes is unbelievable. Black Maria just nodded, using a stiff facial expression to hide the turmoil in her heart. Governor Kaido was injured, and he was injured in the full state of being a dragon. What is that terrifying giant tornado that looks like a red-hot iron? To be able to directly dock Governor Kaido. Governor Kaido's undead legendary may end here. Hiss. Even Black Maria herself was taken aback by the absurd idea that suddenly popped up in her mind. It is impossible, Governor Kaido is the oldest existence among the 3 emperors, how could it be terminated by a new emperor, Lei Luo? Lei Luo. At this moment, the Kaido of the beasts roared in midair, and the Beizong dragon slammed towards Lei Luo with lightning speed. The corner of Lei Luo's mouth twitched into a piercing sneer, he took a deep breath, and the Armament Haki that was surging all over his body quickly spread into the air, clang. Hearing an incomparably clear sound of metal and iron clashing, Lei Luo's body swelled up at an extremely fast speed, and in just a few breaths above. WTF. Kaido, who was rushing towards Lei Luo quickly, slammed his dragon eyes out, and the black giant statue in front of him was completely beyond his understanding of Armament Haki. I can clearly feel that the fluctuations on this colossus are not from Devil Fruit's ability, but purely from Ultimate's Armament Haki. Could this guy attach Armament Haki to the air, and then consciously control Armament Haki for modeling? Kaido thought of this possibility in an instant. But, this FCK is a theory that is extremely nonsense, and Lei Luo actually turned it into reality. Not only did it break the common sense that Armament Haki left and slowly dissipated, but it was also possible to have such precise control over the overflowing armed energy. How powerful and precise control is required to do this? Simply incredible. If Kaido only guessed before that Lei Luo had surpassed Garp to become the world's #1 Armament Haki, then now he is completely sure that Lei Luo's accomplishments in Armament Haki are definitely higher than Garp the Fist. It's really a scary guy. In just a short while, Kaido, who turned into a dragon, seemed to have bumped into Lei Luo, and the black colossus who turned into Lei Luo also clasped his hands together, making a tooth-piercing dull sound. The faucet smashed down. Advertisement. Boom. The hammer fell like lightning, and the sound was like thunder. Boom. Kaido of the beasts grabbed the ground and was directly smashed into the bottom of the ghost island. The Beizong dragon body fell down immediately, And with the violent movement of the ground shaking, the huge skull on the Ghost Island collapsed instantly, and all those who had not had time to evacuate were crushed to death by Kaido's Bazong dragon body. A deep ravine meanders in circles, almost covering the entire Ghost Island. Isn't it? Governor Kaido is so vulnerable. Sasaki looked at the scene in front of him, muttering intermittently in his mouth. How is it possible? Hey, in the minds of all Beasts Pirates members, Governor Kaido who turned into a dragon is an invincible existence. How could he be knocked down from the sky so easily? Compared with the scene in front of them, the collapse of their inner beliefs made the pirates even more unacceptable. Backquote. Like a gopher who just popped his head and was shot into the ground. The black-bellied Black Maria was shocked and found a very appropriate description. Governor Kaido. Seeing this scene, Yan Calamity Ember in the sky immediately spread his wings and swooped down. However, he didn't come to remember to get close to Kaido at all. No, he didn't even have time to get close to the ground before he was slapped by the black giant statue incarnated by Lei Luo, and he clasped his 5 fingers at the same time. The sound of cracking bones and veins resounded over Ghost Island. Ah, a scream that was 100 times more shrill than Kaido's angry dragon sounded immediately. Just listening to this sound makes one's scalp tingle and one's whole body trembles uncontrollably. The fire embers of iron and steel were crushed and flattened in the hands like a ball of mud. Black Maria and Sasaki looked at each other, shocked and stunned. The two stepped back a few steps in a tacit understanding and hid in the crowd. The armed natural disaster Lei Luo clearly came to play. Even the invincible Governor Kaido and the leader of the 3 disasters, Yan Calamity Jin, who was the deputy of the emperor, were so easily defeated. It is conceivable that among them once the top management falls into the hands of Lei Luo, what a miserable end it will be. The pitch-black giant threw the embers of the fire to the side like throwing trash, then rushed to Kaido's side in 3 or 2 steps, and smashed down the pitch-black fist as big as a hill. Almost at the same time, Kaido of the Beasts retracted rapidly, and in just a few breaths, it became less than 10 meters tall, with a dragon head and a blue scale covering its whole body. Seeing this scene, whether it is Black Maria, Sasaki, or the givers and pleasurers on the island, they all feel affirmed. At least 3/5 of the troops were lost under the terrifying aftermath of the 2 emperors' head-on confrontation. After counting the number of people, Black Maria, Sasaki and the others suddenly discovered that less than half of the troops on Onijima had been brought out. Today, either you die or I die, the fish dies and the net breaks. Come on, do you dare to grant me a death? She knows the destructive power of Governor Kaido in orc form. The screams came and went, never stopped. Lei Luo. Terrible, head-to-head confrontation with royal monsters. Lei Luo and Kaido collided together in a blink of an eye, as if they were 2 colliding comets. They collided with each other, and the aftermath of the air wave directly affected the surrounding pirates who hadn't had time to evacuate, and even set off a cloud of dust and smoke. There is a ruins on the entire Ghost Island, as if tens of thousands of smoke bombs have been dropped. No one can be seen in the billowing dust and smoke, only the almost continuous sound of metal collisions can be heard from far or near, sometimes far away, sometimes it seems to be right next to Z's ear. From time to time, there are unlucky ghosts who are involved in the battle between the 2 during the retreat. Orc form, this is Governor Kaido's strongest form. Just now Governor Kaido didn't do his best, so Lei Luo took advantage of it. It must be like this. Seeing Kaido transforming into a half-orc, Black Maria suddenly thought of something. Everyone, retreat, get out of Ghost Island. When all the personnel left the Ghost Island was completely shrouded in billowing smoke, and only the unstoppable clanging sound could be heard in the smoke. Just the remaining prestige of the move is enough to overturn their Fei Lubao, not to mention the givers and happy Zhaohao givers on the island. Staying here will only increase casualties. Ah, help me. Black Maria, Sasaki and other members of the Flying 6 Cells retreated, boarded the ship as quickly as possible, and sailed as soon as it was full. The 2 emperors fighting head-on was too terrifying, and the power alone was not something ordinary strong people could bear of. Kaido, who had turned into a half-orc, seemed to have lost his mind. He stomped his feet, and the ground sank. With the help of an instant outburst of tyrannical reverse thrust, he slammed into Lei Luo's incarnate Black Colossus. A cold, bloodthirsty spirit floated in Lei Luo's eyes. With a thought, Mang broke away from the pitch-black Colossus and rushed towards Kaido at a faster speed, and the Colossus that lost Lei Luo's control also turned into black mist and disappeared into the air at an extremely fast speed. Advertisement. Chapter 158. Invasion of Power, the monster's maximum power erupts. Advertisement. The moment 2 top figures at the Emperor level appeared, it was as if they could destroy the entire world. The strength of these 2 people is particularly strong. Even 3/5 of the people were completely wiped out in an instant. Who could have imagined that such a powerful force would erupt completely in an instant? This moment, the expression on Lei Luo's face was still very calm, as if he didn't take these guys seriously at that moment. There is no need to treat them as one thing at all, because one's own strength is the most powerful. 347. Even the moment when such a powerful force on the opposite side began to attack him. It will also be completely solved by myself in the shortest time. Even if there is a top-level power like Kaido, what if he turns into a dragon? He still can't get close to his body. Advertisement. Since there is no way to enter his body at all, he can completely eliminate him in the shortest time. Even Wano Kuni's top strength like Kaido can't hold on much in front of him, and he can completely take him down with only one hand. When the people from Red Hair Pirates arrived at the scene, they were also shocked by the scene. Unexpectedly, Lei Luo's power is so strong, Eddie, that even Kaido was directly taken down in a second in front of him. At that moment, the entire sea area began to make a huge fluctuating sound, and the waves of the sea directly pressed over like this. A powerful force has attracted the entire land, and in an instant, the entire sea area began to send out huge fluctuations. At this moment, people from New World Red Hair Pirates also arrived on the scene. A powerful force is enough to destroy everything. In that second, Yan Calamity Jin was still doubting his life, but in the next second, he directly hit him with a fist, smashing him to pieces. When Yi Sabu saw a huge wave on the sea facing his ship to fight monsters, he immediately began to steer the whole ship with his whole body. Advertisement. Yi Sabu watched like this, and saw a huge wave hitting his boat. This is Lei Luo's strength. A most powerful force has swept the entire world. Even at that moment, it could be clearly seen that the whole air was fluctuating with the fluctuation of his body. When this powerful wave was suppressed for a moment, all the ships in this sea area were violently turbulent for a moment. No matter who saw such a powerful force engulfing the entire world in a short period of time, they would feel a little unbelievable. Such a powerful force devoured his entire body in a short time. Even at that moment, I couldn't believe that all the power I saw in my eyes swallowed up the entire world in an instant. The Yan Calamity Ember next to him didn't have any strength to show his own strength at all, and was directly flattened like a ball of paper. Such a powerful force can devour the entire world-like existence in that instant. Advertisement. Chapter 159. The Battle of Wano-kuni, the world is turning upside down. Advertisement. It is necessary to ensure that the whole ship will not be affected by the waves, otherwise, when it is below, the ship will completely sink. Shipwrecks are no joke. What was revealed in his eyes was an extremely powerful and determined look, and he drove his boat directly past this place in the next second. Finally escaped. It's just that when Yi Sabu saw himself and drove the boat to avoid the huge wave, he would feel a sense of relief in his heart. Finally escaped. Otherwise, the moment a huge wave crashes on the boat, the whole boat will sink completely in an instant. And there simply isn't any other chance. Such a powerful force is enough to break through the entire world in the shortest time. It is simply a force that can engulf the entire world. Such a powerful force was indeed something he had never seen in his life. Even at this time, he was still able to row to Lei Luo, so that his whole body was rising continuously. At the moment when Lei Luo's body began to rise, the deepest strength burst out again. Advertisement. Not to mention that the other party has no way to approach him at all, and even when he is next to him, he will feel a huge pressure suppressing himself. It was as if that suppressing force made it impossible for me to breathe through it. It was the suppression of such a powerful pressure that really caused the biggest shock to their inner world in the shortest time. This is definitely a force of pressure that has never been seen or heard in this world. Kaido, I don't need to explain to you. You must die today. It's just that when Lei Luo finished speaking, the cohesion of the whole body broke out again. When he erupted this moment of cohesion, the whole person flew out like this, and came directly to Kaido's side like a shadow. Even before Kaido could react at all, a fist slammed hard on his lumbar spine. It's just that at the moment when this fist slammed hard on his lumbar spine, a whimper was heard directly. The next second it opened, it hit the ground hard. 0. Ask for flowers. Advertisement. What Guy didn't expect was, would Lei Luo's strength be so strong now? 1 second is enough to kill him instantly. At this moment, he couldn't believe himself at all. What you saw, the fist just now was like a powerful force, sweeping towards him. 0. When that fist rushed towards him quickly, and hit him directly in the next second, he was completely dumbfounded. The expression on the whole person's face was ugly. At that moment, I couldn't believe what I saw. This force seems to be able to sweep the entire world at that moment. At this moment, the expressions on each of their faces are not good looking. Including Fire Embers. Yan Calamity Ember just watched from the side. Has taken back his dragon form. I don't dare to have any thoughts of making mistakes at this time, if there are any thoughts of making mistakes. It is very likely that Lei Luo completely crushed him like a paper ball in an instant for a long time. Advertisement. Chapter 160. The Power of the Fist. One punch is enough to stabilize the country. Advertisement. This is Lei Luo's true strength. The strength of Lei Luo, he also saw just now, even a top power like himself, will be wiped out by the opponent in the shortest time. There is simply no way to resist any opponent. Aboard the Redfirth. Marco was very, very angry. Don't fight me anymore. If you continue to fight like this, the only ones who will benefit from September 43 inches will be the 7 generals. I'm afraid all of you will die in the end. Do you two still want to be emperors? Do you want to be happy if you all die? Marco's entire face turned red, and he became very angry at that moment. However, at this time, Lei Luo didn't care at all. Gu Marco scolded angrily. If you want to make any more noise, I'll kill you too. A powerful force exists as if it can pass through the entire world. In the next second, Lei Luo's fist slammed into Kaido's body again. Advertisement. At the moment when the person who was more than 10 meters tall was hit by such a fist, he flew out again. He couldn't believe that there was such a powerful force that swept his entire world in the shortest time. At that moment, such a powerful force existed as if it could pass through the whole world. In the shortest time, it made me feel what is called real despair. Within a second, what was revealed on his face was unbelievable and what was revealed was unbelievable. Everything seemed to explode like this in an instant, causing the greatest pressure deep in his heart in the shortest possible time. In short, when anyone saw the moment when such a powerful pressure swept over him, he couldn't believe it. Ah, there was only a roar that could break through the entire world from midair. When this roar that was enough to break through the entire world came out, it was definitely enough to shock everyone. Such a powerful roar. 1 second can shake the entire earth. Such a powerful force is enough to engulf the entire world in the shortest possible time. Advertisement. At this moment, Hire had no other way to fight against the guy in front of him. But the moment he saw the huge fist on Lei Luo's body, he was completely desperate. That force seems to be able to engulf the entire world in an instant. It was just the moment when he raised his fist. The whole world seemed to turn into a black sky at that moment. The strength of his whole body reached the most explosive height in the shortest time. A most powerful force hit him directly. Stormy. 5.6. The moment his huge fist was raised, it was like a light that could cover the entire sky. The power of the whole person is particularly strong. A powerful shocking force is enough to shake the surrounding mountains and rivers. It can even be seen clearly. A huge change has taken place in the surrounding power, and the surrounding lands are trembling non-stop. Advertisement. Chapter 161. New world changes, Marco's ship lost. Advertisement. The moment these lands start to tremble, the whole place becomes another world. The power on Lei Luo's body is so powerful that when other people saw this scene, they were simply shocked. Anyone who sees such a powerful force engulfing the entire world in an instant will feel a little inconceivable. When these younger brothers around saw this scene, they felt inexplicably happy in their hearts. Lei Luo's strength is really too strong, enough to swallow the sky and destroy the earth in an instant. The Murloc Namur laughed loudly. It's almost impossible to resist a single blow. With such a powerful force, 04 can solve it in one go by Lei Luo's side. Sure enough, it is a force that is not vulnerable at all, and it really cannot withstand such a big blow. 11. Wong Luffy. It is indeed a very powerful force. Even a powerful existence like Kaido cannot resist Lei Luo's attack at all. The expressions on everyone's faces showed a particularly serious look, because they had never seen such a powerful burst of power. Boom. Just when there was a huge sound in the sky, the whole world changed dramatically. The surrounding mountains and land trembled violently. Advertisement. Just at the moment when these lands and mountains trembled violently, the lake water in the entire sea area began to pour back. And the huge ship that was stopping on the sea area now also began to tremble greatly. The whole boat started to shake like this. Anyone who sees such a powerful boat start rocking straight away in a fraction of a second would be a little shocked. At this time, Marco couldn't believe it anymore. Quickly order people to take control of the rudder immediately. It is absolutely not allowed to roll over within this time. If it rolls over, the whole ship will be useless. At the moment when an extremely huge wave hit, the whole boat was turned around again by Nasabu. The entire land and mountains and rivers began to tremble violently. The whole ground trembled violently, and in the next second, a huge gap appeared on the ground 367. However, when Marco hadn't said my words, when this big fist hit the ground. Advertisement. Marco was very happy when he saw this scene. At that moment, the entire sun was blocked by his huge body. That big fist swung down again, but this punch missed Kaido's body and fell directly to the ground. This huge gap is as huge as a big rift valley. Basically, it can directly jump the direction of the ship within 1 second, and directly avoid the blow of the wave in a short time. Ship skills are really good. It was another force powerful enough to swallow the entire world again in an instant. However, at this moment, all the sea water in the entire sea area began to fluctuate non-stop. Black Maria, who was mixed in the crowd, had already stared straight at the eyes. Lei Luo's strength was strong enough to swallow the entire world. A huge wave began to hit the Redfirth. Your boat skills are getting better and better. I didn't expect to be able to directly avoid the attack of such a huge wave. Even at that moment, everyone was shocked by the scene in front of them. A most powerful force erupted completely in the shortest time. Advertisement. Chapter 162. Kaido was beaten violently and suppressed by force. Advertisement. The war is also imminent at this time, and the entire battlefield has erupted, the most powerful force. Anyone who sees the eruption of such a powerful force will feel a little incredible. The most powerful fluctuations occurred in the entire sea area at that moment. What can even be clearly seen is that the ships on the sea area began to shake non-stop. The waves on the entire sea area hit directly one after another. When they hit the ship, those ships were about to be shot down. In short, no matter who saw the eruption of such a powerful force, they would feel a little incredible. When such a powerful force erupts in a short period of time, the inner world of their people has suffered the most severe blow. The most important thing is the moment when Lei Luo flew out his huge fist. A huge fist hit Kaido directly, and Kaido couldn't resist at all. Advertisement. This most powerful force almost shattered Kaido's bones. Jin next to him had no way to fight against Lei Luo at all. When he burst out all his strength for a moment, the other party had no way to resist. The moment such a powerful force erupted, they were completely suppressed. Right on board the Redfirth. Then once they wait for the moment when they attack, they have no way to resist at all. At this time, the expression on Marco's face was particularly unhappy, and the two Emperor-level figures were still fighting. However, the mountains next to it were completely suppressed by Guy in the middle. As long as there is a head-on confrontation with him, then he will tear apart the opponent's bones in the shortest possible time. If 7 generals started to attack them together, they would have no way to resist. No one dared to have any direct confrontation with him at this time. Advertisement. Then they didn't know that 7 other generals had already started plotting to attack them. At the moment when the most powerful force came over, they couldn't resist. Just when Lei Luo smashed the huge fist in his hand to the ground, the entire sea area sent out huge fluctuations. The explosion of the strength of these guys is very powerful, if I say that these 2 emperor-level people are still here. None of the people on the side dared to wait and see at the scene, and they all started running towards the side. A most powerful hole appeared. Because anyone who was in front of Lei Luo will be suppressed by its powerful power. Even at that moment, the most powerful force directly suppressed it. In short, when anyone sees such a powerful change, they will feel Nuo de Jiao a little unbelievable. Whether it's Akainu, Kizaru, Aokiji, Fujitora, Green Bull, or Momoshiki. What can be clearly seen are the waves in the sea, hitting them one by one. Another ruthless fist hit the ground directly. Advertisement. Chapter 163. Blackbeard is suppressed and unable to resist. Advertisement. This is the explosion of Lei Luo's truest strength. Kaido, even if you become a dragon, you must die. Lei Luo turned the big fist in his hand again. It was just the moment when he swung the big fist in his hand and smashed it. The most powerful force suppressed the opponent in this way. Kaido never imagined that such a big fist hit him directly. The moment such a big fist hit him, he was completely blown away. Not at all feeling overwhelmed by the power to believe what you see. It's just that the moment he was sent flying by such a powerful fist, he fell to the ground again. 590 inches boom. What can be clearly seen is the most powerful force erupting. The moment this most powerful force erupted, their entire bodies began to retreat non-stop. No one dared to resist such a powerful eruption. At this moment, the expression on Black Maria's face was not pretty. Advertisement. He just blended into the crowd like this. However, the group of legions brought by Kaido at the beginning is now only 1/3 left. Because when they hadn't reached Lei Luo recently, Lei Luo's physical strength completely exploded. A powerful force is enough to completely destroy their entire bodies. Those people didn't even react at all, and in an instant, a big fist hit them directly. The speed of the opponent flew over like lightning in junior high school, and then dropped every car on the opposite side in seconds. Jin has been completely watching from the side like this. Because Shaoshin has absolutely no way to help Kaido, just like a younger brother. Blackbeard didn't have any way to resist at all, just punched him with a big punch. In an instant, if it could devour the entire world, it would be the same existence. Lei Luo's strength is really getting stronger and stronger, and now he can really completely suppress Kaido in a short time. At this time, Ace and several other brothers have completely defeated Blackbeard. Including Wang Luffy and Marco. Advertisement. Liqueur Island. What can be clearly seen is that the entire island began to tremble violently. When he got the moment when the most powerful force burst out. There is simply no way to carry out any resistance. At the moment when the whole island started to tremble, Blackbeard was sent flying. At least for the moment when his power began to spread to Kaido, Kaido had no way to honor any resistance. At this moment, Lei Luo's power is still very strong, and no one at the scene dared to look directly at him. How can he resist? There was an unbelievable look revealed in Blackbeard's eyes, he couldn't believe that he was actually defeated now. There is also an inexplicable feeling of excitement in my heart. At this moment, the most powerful force that can erupt from Lei Luo's body. Some people started to back away non-stop, being needed by the other party. Advertisement. Chapter 164. Emperor-level battle, everyone avoids. Advertisement. And the most important thing is that the other party is just a younger brother of Lei Luo, who was able to wipe him out in a short time. And the most important thing is that when the opponent starts to fight against him, he has no way to resist at all. All the power broke out completely in an instant. Their eyes are full of infinite fear. At this moment, Ace laughed. In front of me, you Blackbeard is just a younger brother, there is no way to compare with me. In the next second, all the brothers flew out like this. The moment these brothers flew out, the power that erupted was also very powerful. The most powerful force once again extinguished the inner world of all people. At this moment, no matter when anyone saw such a powerful force of terror was born when. Everyone will feel a little weird. These people of Blackbeard's legion began to be defeated non-stop. At the beginning, those of his people still had a certain high-spirited fighting spirit. Advertisement. At the beginning, I thought that these people sent by Lei Luo could do nothing, and Blackbeard's army fought against them. But I didn't expect that when Ace led these guys to this place. But it was able to directly suppress all the people in the Blackbeard Legion in the shortest possible time. As for the people in the current Blackbeard Legion, none of them have any idea of resistance. No one has any ability to resist at all, because these people in Icy are also very powerful. Especially Murlocs. A person's strength is also very strong, and he can directly suppress the opponent in an instant. He threw out a big punch by himself, and then kicked in the next second. The speed is approaching, like a lightning bolt. However, these people in Blackbeard couldn't react at all, and they were completely defeated by the opponent when they hadn't reacted. Lyco Island. At this moment, Gecko Moria has no choice. Gecko Moria has tried every means to fight everyone like Ace. But even though Gecko Moria has brought out all his powers, there is still no way to compare with Ace. Advertisement. 0. Ask for flowers. Who can imagine that the person Lei Luo has cultivated now is more than a monster? When this group of people started fighting together, they didn't give each other any chance at all. In the beginning, the men of Blackbeard's Legion have discovered all this. Originally, when they first started, they still wanted to have a confrontation with the white paper flower pirates. Point 0. But who would have thought of it, when they hadn't started to act on their own at all? It has been completely suppressed by the opponent. Even when the opponent started to suppress them, they didn't have any place to carry out such resistance. This person has already come to his door. But when they occupied this place where the Blackbeard Legion was, all the members of the Blackbeard Legion have been completely suppressed by the opponent, and there is no way to fight the opponent. This is the suppression of the simplest and purest force. At the moment when this most powerful force began to suppress, the opponent had no way of resisting. Advertisement. Chapter 165. Destroy Kaido, everyone is shocked. Advertisement. At this moment, all of them have been suppressed like fools. All people are thus completely and infinitely suppressed. However, this time, the members of Blackbeard's Legion never thought that the opponent's strength was so powerful. The strength of the opponent seemed to be able to completely control them all at that moment. At this time, the battle in that sea area was still going on. 047. When they saw that the battle in that sea area was still going on for a moment, they would all feel a little unbelievable. Who could have imagined that such a powerful sea area would undergo such a change in that instant? Who would have imagined that when such a big change was born in this sea area, they would not have any resistance? A most powerful force directly attacked the entire world. When this force that can attack the entire world erupts for a moment, all the people have been suppressed by the power of the opponent's Lei Luo. Lei Luo is indeed a very powerful and powerful existence. The moment he burst out with his overall strength, the other party panicked. Advertisement. Who could have imagined that such a powerful force could sweep the entire world? Anyone who saw that big iron fist of Lei Luo at this time hit Kaido's body again. Kaido was directly sent flying far away, at the moment when Kaido was sent flying. What is shown in the other party's heart is unbelievable. It's just that when Kaido was shot out, he hit that stone directly. When Kaido hit that rock, the expression on his whole face was not pretty. Who can imagine that such a powerful force can sweep the entire world in an instant? This most powerful force exists as if it could swallow up the entire world. When the most powerful force was activated, the other party did not respond at all. In short, when anyone sees such a powerful force attacking, who could have imagined that such a powerful force could engulf the entire world? 0. When this most powerful force once again attacked Kaido's side, Kaido has absolutely no ability to resist, nor can he escape. Advertisement. The whole person's heart is extremely anxious. At that moment, Kaido was completely suppressed. The current Kaido has no way to withstand such a powerful blow. No one dares to believe that the current Lei Luo is so powerful. Deep inside you will be hit hard. Because their inner world has suffered one of the most serious blows. When the most powerful force began to attack Kaido's whole body. The moment when this most powerful force began to attack the past. When he roared like this, the entire mountain and river trembled violently. His whole body seemed to burn in an instant. Go to hell. Lei Luo screamed directly like this. Kaido's entire inner world was subjected to the most powerful fluctuation. This force once again swept the entire world in a short period of time. Let Kaido 3.8 suffer from an unprecedented torment. Advertisement. Chapter 166. Kaido's strength is not worth mentioning. Advertisement. In the world of pirates, Lei Luo, who is only 25 years old, has the strength of Admiral. His strength is naturally not to be underestimated, when he fights against Flame and Kaido. It's as simple as pinching two balls of paper. He was able to directly inflict infinite fear on these two guys in a short period of time. Originally, Kaido's strength was also very strong, but at that time there was no way to carry out any resistance. At this time, Lei Luo was the chairman of the White Paper Flower Chamber of Commerce, the head of the White Flower Pirates and one of the 4 emperors. Naturally, his strength 4 cannot be underestimated, especially the power that can erupt in an instant, as if it can pass through the entire world. At the moment when the earth began to shake, his entire strength exploded to the point of ultimate. At this moment, it is just the moment when he paints his own Haki armed color on his body. The whole power got a big explosion. Advertisement. Lei Luo hangs high in the sky like this, his strength has reached the level of ultimate. In the next second, there was another fierce fist, and he swung it out again. It was just at the moment Lei Luo swung the fist in his hand, the other party suffered from the most serious sense of fear. This force is definitely something they have never seen in their lives. When this fist hit that ground, the whole ground seemed to be broken into pieces. At this moment, Kaido and Yan Calamity Jin couldn't fight against the guy in front of him at all. His testosterone existed as if it could pass through the whole world. At this time, these two guys have no way to believe that Lei Luo's power has actually reached such an ultimate level. At this moment, the red hair came to the scene. In fact, Hongfa had already arrived at the scene early in the morning, but he didn't dare to come forward to stop it. Lei Luo's power reached the level of ultimate in a short period of time, and no one dared to believe that his power had exploded like this. Even the onlookers felt the burst of power in his body, and no one dared to approach him. Advertisement. It seems that anyone who wants to approach Lei Luo at this time will be completely oppressed by the power of his body, and the whole person will explode completely. The people next to them began to run side to side non-stop. The purpose is to prevent that big fist from hitting his own body directly. The redhead also knew that if he killed Kaido completely in an instant at this time, then the strength against other marines would be directly stripped of 000% in the future. The redhead had to show up again at this time. Lei Luo can't go on anymore. If this continues, Kaido will really die. Once Kaido is dead, what power will we use to fight against the other marines? The red hair appeared at that moment, his voice was already hoarse, and his entire strength was exerted to the point of ultimate. I just hope that the current Lei Luo can quickly stop fighting. Because such a powerful force can instantly kill Kair completely, he is also a powerful force against other marines. Advertisement. Chapter 167. Persuaded by red hair, ignored by Lei Luo. Advertisement. This power can even reach an ultimate level in a short period of time, and no one dares to resist. However, at this time, Lei Luo just smiled slightly with a particularly calm expression on his face. He doesn't care about a single thing the redhead says, isn't he just a Kaido? How powerful is their army, and they can resist those marines with themselves? It's just a joke. In fact, the strength of Kaido's legion is not worth mentioning in front of him. He can destroy his entire legion with one hand. The current Kaido and Yan Wanjin were completely kneaded by him in an instant, as if they were kneading paper balls. Facing the super powerful Haki armed color on Lei Luo's body, no one dared to approach him. At this moment, his entire power has reached the level of ultimate, and anyone who sees the explosion of this power will feel overwhelmed with fear. I've said it a long time ago, I told you to get out, if your Marine Corps doesn't get out, I'll kill you too. N. Advertisement. After saying this sentence, Lei Luo didn't give them any more time and opportunity to prepare, and directly smashed 10 big punches on Kaido's body. It's just that when this huge fist hit Kaido's body directly, at that moment, the whole person flew out. In the next second, it directly smashed on that stone pillar, and there was a violent rumbling sound. It can be clearly seen that his entire body was directly smashed into pieces. Within a second, he completely left this beautiful world without any chance of reaction. His speed is indeed very fast, basically killing the guy in front of him in a second. Let him have no time to react at all, nor the ability to react. At this time, Yan Calamity was watching from the side, and when Yan Calamity saw this scene, he was stunned. At this moment, he did not have any hesitation, preparing for the last desperate wave. Lei Luo is definitely going to completely wipe out his legion today, and will definitely not leave any survivors. Advertisement. If there is no big resistance at this time, then everyone in his entire legion will lose their lives completely in the end. There is absolutely no chance of survival. This is a big explosion of the most powerful force. It's just that when the most powerful force burst out, it completely suppressed them. You actually killed Kaido. Whoa. What can be clearly seen is the current fire embers, which directly rise into the air, and the whole body reconnects and transforms into 10 pterosaurs. It seemed that he had forgotten the scene of being severely hammered just now. Zhao Lejao, his entire body erupted with a high-spirited fighting spirit, and in the next second a ball of burning flames spit out from his mouth. However, this group of burning flames smashed fiercely in the direction of Lei Luo. It's just that when the most powerful flame hit Lei Luo in this direction for a moment, Lei Luo didn't fluctuate at all. The expression on the whole person's face is still very calm. Advertisement. Chapter 168. Fire Calamity Jin fights, Ruthless is instantly killed. Advertisement. And when this group of violently burning flames hit him, it split into two and missed directly from his side. This scene directly looked at everyone on the scene, no matter who saw this scene, they would feel a little incredible. Take another look, Lei Luo's expression is still so calm, without any fluctuations. However, the people who were watching were also shocked for a moment, and they couldn't believe it at all. The flames of the flames burn so powerfully that there is no way to hurt any of his vellus hairs. Is Lei Luo's power so terrifying? 057. A guy who is only 25 years old, with the Haki armed color on his body, has reached ultimate. Even if such a powerful flame started to hit his body, and the moment it burned, it didn't hurt him. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. At that moment, when anyone at the scene saw this scene, they would feel a little unbelievable. Haki armed color tornado. Advertisement. I saw Lei Luo soaring into the air, and in the next second, his whole body was completely enveloped by a cloud of black smoke. And it was the moment when this cloud of black smoke began to envelop. The most powerful black tornado blew fiercely in the direction of Yan Calamity Jin. The speed was indeed extremely fast, and Yan Zhuanjin was not given any time to prepare, nor was he given any chance to react. Crazy, crazy, Lei Luo is crazy, run away. At the moment when a person didn't react at all, his whole body was directly involved in Black's tornado. In short, when anyone saw this scene, they would feel a little unbelievable and inexplicably shocked. When this group of black tornadoes began to slowly disappear, his entire body had completely lost all signs of life. At this moment, when Kaido's subordinates saw such a shocking scene, they all started running around non-stop. They couldn't believe that the current Lei Luo was so powerful. Run quickly, if you don't run, all of us will die here. Advertisement. Like a poor AEAC worm, Yan Calamity was completely and easily dealt with by Lei Luo in an instant. Anyone who faces the attack of Lei Luo's powerful strength will feel a little scared. The scene that happened just now is enough to recognize the inner world of all of them. They were able to kill their two bosses with one hand. This force really exists as if it has swept across the entire world. At this moment, no matter when any younger brother saw this scene, he began to run away non-stop. This guy's strength has exploded. They don't want to die in Lei Luo's hands like Kaido. In particular, the existence of such a powerful force as Kaido was completely wiped out by Lei Luo in the shortest time. Let the inner world of all of them be unable to calm down for a long time. I saw a most powerful tornado, just like this, directly hit the side of his body. Advertisement. Chapter 169. Red Hair assembled the pirates, ready to go to war. Advertisement. At this time, the red-haired man felt very angry, and didn't think about what he said at all, and was directly let go by Lei Luo as a fart. The expression on his whole face was particularly ugly. Lei Luo, don't be too bullying. I told you a long time ago that if you kill Kaido directly, our legion will not be able to fight against Marine in the future. You have completely killed him now, then when Marine starts to confront our forces, what shall we use to fight them? At this time, the redhead felt that his whole being was greatly insulted. It didn't occur to him that the other party didn't care about what he said just now. In this way, Lei Luo directly killed Kaido in front of his own face. He could even clearly see Lei Luo's iron fist hitting Kaido's body directly. The most important thing is that Kaido doesn't have any time to react at all, nor does he have any chance to react. It's just that when this huge fist hit Kaido's body directly, he had no way to respond at all, and he was completely desperate at that second. Advertisement. This extremely desperate force swept across the entire land in an instant. At this moment, the expression on Lei Luo's whole face was particularly rampant. He didn't put the red hair in his eyes at all. Because to be honest, Kaido is nothing to him. And the most important thing is that not only Kaido, but anyone on the scene is nothing in front of him. In short, when anyone sees this layer of super powerful Haki armed color on Lei Luo now, Lei Luo's expression was very calm, and there was no fluctuation at all at that moment. At this moment, the red-haired person just jumped up directly, and then faced the strength 9 of all the pirates. His entire strength has reached the point of ultimate, and now no one can stop him. I can definitely make you feel what true power is in the shortest possible time. So what's next for his red-hair pirates? I've said it long ago, your forces are like ants in front of me, and I don't need to do it myself if I want to destroy you. Advertisement. He didn't expect that what he said was directly regarded as a fart by the other party, and was completely let go. 0. Ask for flowers. Did not dare to approach him. It can be clearly seen that the layer of Haki armed color on Lei Luo's body is still rising continuously. When his Haki armed color ascended to an ultimate position, the opponent's strength was completely instantly killed by him. When Redhead sees all this, he's ready to go straight to war with Lei Luo with one of his pirates. The moment he saw Lei Luo, he was very angry. Because his strength has reached the level of an ultimate, the red hair is also very angry now. It was clear that the two fists of the red hair were tightly squeezed like this. Red hair pirates is just like a younger brother in front of him, and he can easily kill red hair pirates in seconds. This guy Lei Luo is really too much, if Lei Luo can't be eliminated in the shortest time. Advertisement. Chapter 170. Wano Kuni People Carnival, the whole country celebrates. Advertisement. Lei Luo is simply too abominable. He directly killed Kaido, which greatly reduced our vision. Now we must completely wipe out Lei Luo's pirate group. Only if we put all our strength on Lei Luo and eliminate him, can we guarantee our future safety. Before his wings are full, we must concentrate all our strength in 1-873, in the shortest possible time. At this time, the red hair began to call on the strength of his pirate group to prepare for the war against Lei Luo. This guy Lei Luo is really hateful, he completely disregards the strength of all the pirates. It was only in an instant that this happened. Now that Kaido has been wiped out directly by him, what kind of power will he have to fight against those marines in the future? When the red-haired pirates heard the red-haired order, everyone's expressions were extremely ultimate. There was also a high-spirited fighting spirit, and each of them had already regarded Lei Luo as their own enemy. If it is said that Lei Luo cannot be eliminated in the shortest time, then this guy might start to deal the worst blow to the red-haired legion in the future. Advertisement. If the future Lei Luo really started to attack the red-hair pirates, none of them could escape his severe blow. At least the layer of the most powerful Haki armed color on his body has surpassed the power of any person in the current world. All personnel have obeyed orders and can attack him at any time. When they face the explosion of Kaido and Yenjujin's physical strength. Because there is absolutely no one who dares to face the suppression of such a powerful force as Kaido. We will definitely not let her continue to be rampant, and we will definitely wipe it out in the shortest possible time. But now Lei Luo finally came, and when Lei Luo arrived at that moment, they protected their lives. 1.6. However, at this moment, the people of Wano Kuni showed a special cheer. To be honest, if it wasn't for Lei Luo, it would be impossible for them to live such a happy life now. Because the appearance of Lei Luo completely wiped out this devil Kaido and the disaster in the shortest time. Advertisement. It is obvious that Lei Luo at this time has become the idol and savior in the hearts of all the people in Wano Kuni. Basically every household is decorated with lanterns and festoons. All people are shuddering. They just start running away. If it weren't for the appearance of Lei Luo, they are still completely controlled by that big demon Kaido. A great sense of fear arose in all their hearts. Lei Luo is now the enemy of all our red hair pirates. At least when these two guys were there, the people of Wano Kuni were very unhappy, and their blessings were all oppression. On this day, either Lei Luo dies or we die. We will stand until the last moment. Lei Luo directly wiped out Kaido and Yenjuo in the shortest time, protecting the safety of all the people in Wano Kuni. Now these people are still thinking about the time when they were ruled by Kaido and Yanbane. Advertisement. Chapter 171. The people of Wano Kuni are comfortable and treat Renault as a big brother. Advertisement. At this moment, Lei Luo has become the idol of everyone in Wano Kuni. In short, when anyone sees Lei Luo for a moment, they will feel extremely happy in their hearts. When the people of Wano Kuni saw the red hair pirates and were about to attack Lei Luo, these Wano Kuni people are willing to support Lei Luo, because Lei Luo is a light in their lives. Lei Luo wiped out Kaido and Flame Ember for them in the shortest time. In the shortest possible time, all the people in Wano Kuni, including O4's life, were protected. At this moment, there will be a feeling of incomparable happiness in everyone's heart. There was a common cry from all. Don't worry, Lei Luo, we will definitely support your body and ensure the safety of our Wano Kuni. If it wasn't for you, Lei Luo, our current Wano Kuni would have been completely wiped out. You are the savior of the whole Wano Kuni. Advertisement. If there is no you, all of us will be completely wiped out in this world. You must be the savior of all of us, without you, all of us will leave this world completely. In just a split second, everyone on the scene already regarded Lei Luo as their own savior. And it is true, at least before Kaido and Yenju ruler Wano Kuni, they didn't have such a hearty feeling at all. It's basically a national celebration right now. When anyone saw this scene, there was an inexplicable feeling of excitement in their hearts, and they were particularly happy at that moment. This kind of life is a life they have never encountered before, but they are all very happy now. When the red-haired pirates saw that this time Lei Luo actually got the support of all the people in Wano Kuni, everyone in the red-haired pirates was stunned. At that moment, they couldn't believe it at all. What's the situation? This time Lei Luo directly killed Kaido and Yenjuo, but he didn't expect to get the support of the entire Wano Kuni. Shouldn't Lei Luo be treated like a smoker? Advertisement. At this moment, everyone felt a little unbelievable. No matter who saw this scene, they would feel an inexplicable shock in their hearts. In the shortest time, this matter has gone beyond their imagination. In short, when anyone sees such a situation, they will feel a little unbelievable, and there will be a feeling of inexplicable exaggeration. At this moment, all the people in Wano Kuni 250 are willing to stand on Lei Luo's side. All are ready to resist the attack from the red hair pirates. They felt that with the power of the red hair pirates, if they wanted to hurt Lei Luo at this time, that is absolutely impossible. No one is willing to let them hurt. At least this is definitely the play of the most powerful force. At this moment, the people of red-haired Pirate City have already started to attack. And at this time, Crazy Wolf had already contacted Yi Zhang. Jizo also contacted Ashura Boy at this time, and directly released Hisong and Bing Guro. Advertisement. Chapter 172. Yi Zhang goes to Wano Kuni and kills the Kurozumi snake. Advertisement. Everything is ready, and at this moment, Yi Zhang also came to Wano Kuni. When Wano Kuni saw Yi Zhang, they were filled with great joy. Wano Kuni is very happy at this time, to be able to welcome such a god tier. And at this time there was a large Kurozumi snake in the territory of Wano Kuni. The strength of the Kurozumi Orochi is very powerful, and the whole body is several feet high. In short, when anyone sees this Kurozumi snake, they will find it incredible, and they dare not approach this Kurozumi snake. In a short period of time, it caused great fear and pressure to all the people in the whole place. However, this big snake is starting to wreak havoc in the territory of Wano Kuni. All of this is due to the absence of Kaido and Flame Ember. It's just that at the moment when neither Kaido nor Fire Ember exists, all the snakes, ghosts and monsters in the whole Wano Kuni have already come out. At this time, it was just the moment when Yi Zhang came here, and he displayed his greatest strength. Facing the Yamada no Orochi. Advertisement. At this moment, Yi Zhang didn't hesitate at all, he soared into the air, and in the next second, his strength reached an ultimate. It's just that when his strength completely exploded, that Kurozumi snake couldn't compare with him at all. The power of the entire Kurozumi snake was suppressed at that moment. Anyone who sees the suppression of such a powerful force will feel a little incredible. Even at that moment, I feel a little inexplicable and incredible. At this moment, Yi Zhang flew into the air, and the next second, a big fist hit the Kurozumi snake directly. When this powerful breath began to surround the moment when the big snake was revealed. A powerful breath began to be revealed from the nostrils of the big snake. At this time, the brown sugar snake has no time or ability to react at all. A most powerful force directly began to sweep over the physical and mental principles of all these people. Just like that, it hit the ground hard. It's just that the moment the huge sound sounded, the big snake could be clearly seen, and it was ruthlessly thrown from the sky. Advertisement. It's just that when he faced the attack of such a big fist, the whole big snake began to be dying non-stop. Only a loud noise was heard, and it rang again. When this large Kurozumi snake was suppressed by such a powerful force, the whole snake began to die. Boom. The whole big snake couldn't believe it at all, there was such a powerful force that could suppress itself in such a short period of time. Such a powerful force directly hit his chest. It's just the moment when the most powerful force of this step begins to erupt. When the body of this big snake was smashed to the ground for a moment. Good promise good, the power of all these people has been completely suppressed. All of these people do not have any resistance and perseverance. The moment when such a powerful gust of air began to come out of the nostrils of this big snake. All kinds of rough breaths should be panting in the nostrils of the whole big snake. Advertisement. Chapter 173. Kurozumi Orochi goes all out and loses to Yi Zhang. Advertisement. It can even be clearly seen that huge changes have taken place in the surrounding area. The entire surrounding land began to experience a great freeze and drought. A powerful swaying port completely turned the entire territory of Wano Kuni into it. However, the power of Yi Zhang at this moment is still rising. He didn't intend to let this guy go. The strength of the whole person has reached the point of ultimate. Immediately afterwards, the whole person rose into the air again, and in the next second, another fist landed on the guy's body like a wolf. It's just that when this most powerful fist hit this guy's body again, the whole person was completely crippled. There is absolutely no way to have any resistance with this person in front of him. Who can imagine how powerful Yi Zhang is? Originally, the moment Yi Zhang soared into the air, the other party was completely suppressed. A most powerful force completely suppressed him. It was only at that moment that this big snake was completely mournful. Advertisement. At this time, when the people of Wano Kuni saw that Yi Zhang was able to directly kill this Kurozumi snake in such a short period of time, they all completely entered a state of shock. In short, when all the people in the entire Haji Aeeb country saw this scene, they would feel a little unbelievable. When they saw the moment when such a powerful force began to sweep over. Even this big snake has no resistance at all. I saw all the people in Wano Kuni making furious voices. Kurozumi Orochi is dead. Kurozumi Orochi is dead. I didn't expect to be able to wipe out this Kurozumi snake in such a short time. Wano Kuni will be much safer without this one Kurozumi snake. This big snake has been rampant in Wano Kuni for a long time. This time I finally wiped out this big snake. As long as this big snake can be wiped out, all of us will celebrate. It's so powerful, it can really wipe out a big snake in such a short time. Advertisement. Too awesome. These people have completely fallen into a state of carnival. It never occurred to Yi Zhang that when he came to this place, such a big Kurozumi snake would be instantly killed by him. Even this Kurozumi serpent doesn't have any ability or opportunity to resist at all. They just saw beams of light flashing in the sky one after another, when the beam of light flashed for a moment. This Kurozumi snake was completely suppressed. Even when this Kurozumi snake was suppressed for a moment. All the people dare not believe what they see in their own eyes. Because what they saw happened so fast that they didn't have any time and opportunity to react. Before he could react, this raging big snake had been completely wiped out. When this force broke out for a moment, the whole country celebrated with joy. Now Wano Kuni has become a peaceful place. However, Yi Zhang did not hesitate at this time, and directly started the founding of the entire Wano Kuni. Advertisement. Chapter 174. The founding of Wano Kuni, including white paper flowers. Advertisement. In his heart. Now there are two chiefs of Wano Kuni, one is Kaido and the other is Fire Calamity Ember. These two guys have been completely wiped out by Lei Luo. Even when Lei Luo started to attack them, they didn't have any ability or chance to resist. Just like two balls of paper, Lei Luo directly pressed them on the ground thoroughly and began to rub against each other. At that moment, let them know what is called real injury and what is called real pressure. When the most powerful force began to erupt for a moment, they had no resistance. The power of Lei Luo has exploded in the shortest time, the most powerful attack force. Anyone who is faced with the attack of such a powerful force will feel a little unbelievable. This must be one of the most powerful, the devouring force. When Yi Zhang started the founding of Wano Kuni, these common people were very well coordinated. Because in the hearts of the common people this time, Yi Zhang's strength has surpassed everyone's imagination. Advertisement. When Yi Zhang came to this place, he eliminated the Kurozumi snake in advance. And most importantly, if it is not because of Lei Luo, then the current Wano Kuni will still be ruled by those two hateful people. If Wano Kuni continues to be ruled by Kaido and Fire Calamity, then it is absolutely impossible for the current Wano Kuni to show such a peaceful look. So in just a split second, all the people in Wano Kuni already regarded Lei Luo as their own savior. They are naturally willing to all return to Lei Luo's world. So it was only for a moment, when Yi Zhang started the founding ceremony of this place. So when they are facing such a powerful force, finally, he can be included in the command of one of the most powerful characters in the entire pirate world. It's just that when such a powerful force began to suppress the external force for an instant, there was no feeling of any resistance. At this moment, everyone's hearts will feel a little unbelievable, and there will be an inexplicable trembling. At the beginning, Hongfa was going to use all the power of these pirates to attack Lei Luo. Advertisement. But when they were about to attack Lei Luo, all the people in Wano Kuni were willing to stand on Lei Luo's side. At this moment, Lei Luo is the president of the White Paper Flower Pirates. Even these people are willing to use all their strength to help Lei Luo resist him. As long as it can survive in his hands, then it will not suffer any harm in this life. Even powerhouses like Kaido and Yenjuo are not worth mentioning in front of him. 0. Ask for flowers. All the people in the whole Wano Kuni have a national carnival. Even at that moment, these two guys were completely wiped out like a ball of paper in front of him. Because Lei Luo's top combat power and military strength are not inferior to Hongfafen. The power that can be expressed by itself is also very powerful, and it can eliminate all this in the shortest time. At this time, the white paper flower pirates have become the most powerful existence. Who can believe in such existence? At this time, the redhead had no choice but to back away slowly. Advertisement. Chapter 175. Kazuki Hiyori's thoughts, pointing at Renault. Advertisement. So even if Hongfa has the heart now, all the strength of the Marine Regiment will start to attack Lei Luo directly. But there is absolutely no way to hit Lei Luo himself. When the strength of all the red-haired pirates are all together, there is no way to attack Lei Luo himself. How dare they? However, in Wano Kuni at this time, a woman wearing a long dress, just like this, FFE, in the moonlight. The current Wano Kuni is considered annihilated. But the whole Wano Kuni is now in the hands of Lei Luo again. Lei Luo can be regarded as a strong player in the current pirate group. To be honest, if it can fall into the hands of Lei Luo, it can be regarded as the rest of my life. As the subjugated princess of the entire Wano Kuni. At this time of Kazuki Kazuya is no way. Now Kazuki Hiyori only wants to marry Lei Luo. If he can marry Lei Luo, then his back half will be guaranteed. Advertisement. The woman's whole face turned into a particularly blushing look. If I can successfully marry Lei Luo this time, then my life will be greatly guaranteed. There must be no problem for this woman. However, this is the most serious point. If you want to marry Lei Luo, then the other party must agree. If the other party disagrees, so what I'm doing now is just a fantasy. At this moment, Lei Luo has completely dealt with Kaido and Yan Calamity Jin. And at this time, the red hair pirates didn't dare to have any thought of acting rashly towards him. Because the current Lei Luo's physical strength is very strong. If only relying on the red-haired kid, the team wants to fight against the current white paper Huahali group. There is the most powerful person in the whole white paper painting, and this person is Lei Luo. At this moment, all the land of Wano Kuni has been incorporated into the white paper flower. Only then did Blackbeard realize that his strength was far inferior to theirs. That was simply beyond their control for them. Advertisement. Anyone in the entire pirate field, if they want to confront this guy, it is equivalent to dying. Anyone who wants to fight against the white paper flower pirates now will be completely wiped out. The Blackbeard pirates had been completely overthrown by Marco at this time. No one dares to have any thoughts when faced with the suppression of such a powerful force of the pirate group. He was able to completely unleash his strength in the shortest possible time. When they start fighting with Marco and Ace, Marco and Ace's group directly plunged the entire Blackbeard pirate group into a state of despair. Because they simply have no way to fight against the current white paper flower group. However, at the moment of 5.8, the war on the other side has just begun to break out. They have all been incorporated into the territory of the white paper flower. Because this natural power is simply not enough to fight against the current white paper flower pirates. The power of the entire white paper flower group is also very strong. Because anyone wants to be part of the white paper flower group right now. The strength of the current pirate group is very powerful, and it can burst out the most powerful lethality in a short period of time. Advertisement. Chapter 176. Blackbeard is powerless to resist, run away quickly. Advertisement. At this time, the strength of Blackbeard's legion has no way to fight against Marco and the others. The people of these pirates led by Marco, in the shortest time. Suppress all the population of Blackbeard. There is no way for these people in Blackbeard to fight against these people in Marco. At this moment, Blackbeard began to call these people to himself non-stop, and began to back away non-stop. Because these people in Blackbeard also know that if they are fighting with these people in Marco now, they don't have any fighting ability at all. It's just that they will be cut off in a short period of time. At this time, Blackbeard began to run away non-stop, facing his subordinates, he also started to run away non-stop. Because they know that if they don't run away at this time, they will become the other party's dinner in the end. I'm afraid I won't be able to run away by then. It was only at that moment that he was completely suppressed. When anyone sees all this, they will feel a little incredible. Advertisement. At this moment, Blackbeard got on his own pirate ship like this, and then prepared to escape. He ordered to his crew. Give me a quick start, leave this place as quickly as possible, absolutely run away. If we don't leave this place quickly, then it is very likely that we will be completely suppressed by him in the end. This moment, in just a split second, Blackbeard had given the final order to the crew of his own pirate group. At this time, the crew had no choice but to maximize the horsepower of this ship. You must leave this place immediately in the shortest possible time. If you say you don't leave this place, then you will definitely die in this place in the end. Then this time, it is absolutely impossible for the Legion to reach such a strong strength in such a short period of time. Of course, the reason why this Legion is so powerful is entirely from Lei Luo. Soon this guy has been completely dealt with, and after losing this guy, he is ready to go back and return to life. You can only save your own life in the shortest possible time. Then the fate of my life will be dissipated like this. Advertisement. Marco's Legion is powerful. At this time, the crew had already turned the horsepower of the entire ship to the maximum. He didn't want to die in this place in the end. Because these people have no way at all. In a short period of time, he completely left Liquor Island. If you stay in this place for a minute longer, you may be threatened by the powerful power from Marco. Even an existence like Blackbeard is like a younger brother in front of Marco. If it weren't for the fact that Lei Luo's power was the most powerful existence. So at this time, Blackbeard can only do everything possible to leave this place as soon as possible. This is something Blackbeard would never want to encounter in his life. However, this is the time. If it is said that he left his life in this place in the end. Able to fight any 400 against Marco's Legion and Ace's abilities. Advertisement. Chapter 177. Marco's victory, everyone is convinced. Advertisement. After Marco and Ace solved these legions of Blackbeard. Only then did they realize that Blackbeard had left the place quickly with the sand crocodile and the big wine barrel. At this moment, when the big wine barrel saw this scene, he couldn't help but panic. I didn't expect that this time I really started to escape. Chief, these people led by Marco this time are really terrifying. Within that much time, all of us were wiped out. I'm afraid we don't have any way to fight against Marco's Legion now. Now we can only leave this place as soon as possible, leaving the Green Hills, not afraid of running out of firewood. Waiting for the coming day, we can have a new confrontation with the people of these legions of Marco again. I believe that next time we will fight against this Marco's Legion. It can bring us a bad effect. At that time, they may not necessarily be the opponents of our Legion. At this moment, the president has already decided to leave this place quickly. Although it was a fiasco this time, it doesn't mean that it will be a fiasco in this life. Just wait for their strength to rise to an ultimate step. Advertisement. As long as their strength comes back to their senses again, then they will be able to kill a carbine again. Of course, when they kill a carbine again, it is absolutely impossible to give the other party any time and opportunity to prepare. At that time, Marco's people will be completely wiped out. Even Marco is Lei Luo's subordinate. Then relying on the strength of their Blackbeard pirate group, they will definitely be able to destroy them by then. It is absolutely impossible to give them any chance. The strength of Blackbeard's legion can be said to be very powerful. Blackbeard is the captain. At this time, the horsepower of this boat of his has been driven to the maximum. Then the other deputy captain, Gecko Moria, kept urging. At this moment, everyone hopes to leave this place in the shortest possible time. This place is definitely not going to last long. To be honest, Blackbeard was very satisfied with the proposal given by the big wine barrel. Now there is no way to continue to stay here, but to leave this place as soon as possible. Advertisement. Save your strength. I am afraid that he can stay in this place and continue to preserve his own strength. Then in the end, you will be able to recover your own strength. As long as one's own strength is recovered, a relatively high effect can be achieved. This is the only thought in their hearts. This moment. All of Blackbeard's legion began to leave the place. At this time, Marco felt particularly unwilling. Originally, this time he came to this place with Lei Luo's order, intending to wipe out all the people in the Blackbeard pirate group. But I didn't expect that in the end Qian Zhao let that guy run away with a few brothers. It's just that when Marco saw this guy, he still ran away with a few brothers. There is a look of unwillingness in my heart. At that moment, I felt particularly unwilling. This guy actually didn't, and ran out from under his knife in the shortest possible time. Backquote. Guys, let the Blackbeard guy go this time, but don't let us run into them next time. Advertisement. Chapter 178. Blackbeard's short limbs, black mist transforms into limbs. Advertisement. If I meet Blackbeard and his legion next time, then I will definitely smash him to pieces. Let the people in Blackbeard also know how powerful our power is, and let them know that our legion is the most powerful existence. Just when Marco finished the sentence, all the people at the scene cheered, and they won the final victory this time. Came to Liqueur Island with Lei Luo's orders. It also caused the greatest pressure on them in the shortest time. In short, no matter who saw the pirate group led by Marco. When you arrive at this place and eliminate them, you will feel a little unbelievable. A total of 540, now Marco's strength is very strong. In a short period of time to achieve a relatively high effect. At this moment, Ace also smiled slightly. Ha ha ha, it's very, very good. This time, we chased out all the members of Blackbeard's legion, at least leaving Blackbeard's legion without any strength to resist us. These people in Blackbeard are really vulnerable. We just completely suppressed them in a short period of time. Advertisement. At this moment, Ace was very happy in his heart, he didn't expect to finally come here this time. In such a short period of time, the people of the Blackbeard Legion have been beaten to pieces. These members of the entire Blackbeard Legion have completely fallen into a state of fear. Even at the moment when these Blackbeard's legions fled, they really scattered and fled. In an instant, he completely left this place. No expectations left behind. Because Blackbeard and these two guys next to him at this time, there is no chance to wait in this place any longer. Just get out of this place quickly. At least run for your life. Everyone feels a kind of incomparable happiness and pride in their hearts. Just let the power of this one pirate group recover again. So at this time, Lei Luo has already issued an order. As long as Blackbeard is in this place for one more day, their lives will be threatened. Advertisement. Suppress the power of this pirate group. Be sure to let Marco and Ace completely kill Blackbeard's army. Then I am afraid that it may eventually become the biggest threat to the White Paper Flower pirates. But now they have indeed done it, and during this period of time everyone has combined. Absolutely must not let them have any chance to come back to their senses. No one wants to stay with everyone with such a threat. This moment, the entire Marco and the people led by Ace cheered. It's just that at that moment, everyone's heart is very, very happy. As long as Blackbeard's legion can be completely driven out of this place, there will be a kind of incomparable joy in their hearts. So what they hope to do is to completely wipe out the power of this pirate group in the shortest possible time. Even this pirate group has no way to resist at all. Because to be honest, the strength of this pirate group is relatively strong. Advertisement. Chapter 179. All members are over, Dawn returns to the city. Advertisement. However, at this time, one of Blackbeard's arms has been completely severed. It's just that when Ace attacked him just now, he directly cut off one of his arms. At that moment, Blackbeard just felt a strong pain all over his body, attacking towards his body. It was only when Blackbeard felt such a powerful pain in his body. He just found out that one of his arms was broken. Enduring the severe pain by force, he could even clearly see the corners of his eyes, dripping with tears. It's just at that moment, even if any one person receives such a strong blow, it will also be suppressed at that moment. Blackbeard didn't expect that Ace and Marco's pirate group could attack him in the shortest time this time. It's okay to attack yourself. After the attack was over, they basically killed all their own people, leaving only a few main characters in the end. He even completely broke off one of his arms in the end. Blackbeard couldn't believe it if it was changed to before. Advertisement. Hichu couldn't believe that Marco and Ace were so powerful now. He actually suppressed himself in the shortest possible time. At this moment, this guy looked at his broken arm, and his whole body twitched. He didn't expect his arm to be cut off directly by the opponent. However, at this moment, he didn't hesitate at all, and immediately used the black mist created by homies to turn it into another arm. At this moment, the black mist created by homies. The speed is very fast. Just within a short period of time, he was directly given another arm that was transformed. In short, when anyone sees this arm, they will feel a little incredible. When Blackbeard saw this arm, he felt an inexplicable joy in his heart. At the beginning, when I saw the moment when my arm was broken, his whole state of mind is extremely uncomfortable. So powerful, this force was completely suppressed, and directly broke his arm. But I didn't expect my arm to grow out again. It's just that when the arm grew out, his heart was filled with endless joy. 0. Asking for flowers. Advertisement. This black mist created by homies. He can directly transform his other arm in the shortest possible time. When his other arm grows out for a moment, there was an inexplicable sense of joy in his heart. Finally got this arm. This is a fact. The other little brothers all made various congratulatory sounds. Deputy Captain Gecko Moria, ha ha ha, it's too strong. Although we said that we failed miserably this time, there must be blessings if we survive. 11. Afterwards, when we fight again, we will be able to completely suppress them. Let these people know that our strength is the greatest, and let them know the strength of our Blackbeard Legion. Gecko Moria feels particularly comfortable at this moment. It seemed that at that moment they forgot all their own people, and the current situation that was handled by Marco and Ace. Now, however, Blackbeard is not dead. The most important thing is that the other arm has also grown out. Isn't it that if you survive a catastrophe, you will have future blessings? Advertisement. Chapter 180. Blackbeard escapes, bad news arrives. Advertisement. How could Blackbeard's strength be able to resist each other with the white paper flower pirates? The current Angelica pirates can be said to be the most powerful pirate group currently. When anyone sees such a powerful pirate group, they dare not make any mistakes. Let him Kaido speak, even though Kaido has brought out all his strengths, in front of the white paper flower pirates. 970, still exists like a younger brother. Lei Luo had completely dealt with this guy in a very short period of time. Solved this guy directly in such a short time. What strength does this guy have to fight against Lei Luo? That is completely impossible. It was just the moment when he burst out such a powerful force. It gave the opponent the most powerful suppression. At this moment, the news of Kaido's death also came. Advertisement. Just when the news of Kaido's death spread, it shocked many people. In short, no matter when anyone hears this news, they will feel a little incredible. Even Marco and Ace felt a little incredible when they heard the news. Marco and Ace couldn't believe it at all, it was actually true. I only knew that at that moment, I fell into a state of endless shock. In this way, Marco held the pirate ship with one hand, and the newspaper in his hand with the other. It was only when he saw Lei Luo with the newspaper in his hand. When Kaido was killed directly in such a short period of time. I was completely shocked, to be able to reach such a terrifying level in such a short period of time. Such a powerful one was eliminated in such a short period of time. This is really too scary. In short, no matter who sees the current situation, they will feel a little unbelievable. Marco looked at Ace next to him like this, with an unbelievable look in his eyes. Advertisement. I really didn't expect that this time Lei Luo could directly wipe out Kaido in such a short time. And I heard the news that absolutely shocked us all, that everyone in Wano Kuni is now supporting Lei Luo. This time, the red hair pirates, if they want to attack our white paper flower pirates, our strength will not lose to them at all. The most important thing is that we have enough strength to wipe them out in the shortest possible time. If the red hair pirates at this time must confront us, then I believe the president of the Chamber of Commerce will not let them go. At this time, the eyes of Marco and Ace are full of endless anticipation. Because both Marco and Icy know that as long as it is the person Lei Luo is eyeing, then there is basically no way to escape from 4.0. Even a character like Kaido would be eliminated directly by Lei Luo in the shortest time. Lei Luo is still a powerful presence. At this moment, this side of the Blackbeard pirates. When Blackbeard and Moonlight Mariah, the two were driving their own pirate ship. The moment when he started to run away non-stop. Just heard the news. Advertisement. Chapter 181. The most frightening news, Lei Luo destroys Kaido. Advertisement. It's just that when these two guys heard the news, they were completely shocked at that moment. What's the situation? It is conceivable that the current Lei Luo is actually so powerful. When anyone saw Lei Luo, they couldn't believe how terrifying this guy's explosive power was. A powerful existence like Kaido was wiped out in such a short time in front of him. This man is 8 feet tall. At that moment, it caused endless fear to everyone. Anyway, whenever anyone sees this super powerful Haki armed color on Lei Luo, everyone will feel a little weird. The Haki 04 armed color on Lei Luo's body can be said to be the most powerful Haki armed color in the pirate world. If the most powerful force can engulf the world in a short period of time, I'm afraid no one can fight against such a powerful existence. Lei Luo's strength is indeed capable of shocking everyone in a short period of time. Advertisement. Anyone who saw the moment of Lei Luo would feel a little unbelievable. At this time, all members of the Blackbeard pirates couldn't help taking a breath. They didn't expect that these men of Lei Luo came to their own territory before and beat themselves to pieces. And the most important thing is that Lei Luo has now wiped out all the guys in Wano Kuni. The current Wano Kuni has become another scene, and the current Wano Kuni has basically become a vassal state of Lei Luo. This guy's strength has long been beyond everyone's imagination, no matter when anyone sees this guy. Everyone will feel a little weird. To be able to create such a powerful force in such a short period of time. It was indeed enough to shock everyone. In short, no matter who saw the explosion of his physical strength, they would feel a little incredible. One of the most powerful forces can erupt in an instant. When anyone sees this guy, there will be an inexplicable feeling of shock. But I never thought that in such a short period of time, it would be directly wiped out by the Kid 817, Lei Luo. All the people in Wano Kuni are willing to surrender to Lei Luo. Advertisement. The layer of Haki armed color on the body can kill everything in an instant. It was almost hidden from everyone's imagination in an instant. Such a powerful force suppressed everyone in the shortest possible time. As if at that moment, I didn't feel like I believed what I heard at all. In short, no matter when anyone saw Lei Luo's physical strength. Lei Luo has reached Wano Kuni. And the most important thing is that Lei Luo basically eliminated Kaido directly in such a short time without spending much effort. What a powerful existence Kaido is. This moment. The physical strength of Lei Luo's whole person is very strong. Everyone will feel a little weird. In short, no matter who sees the current Lei Luo, there will be an inexplicable feeling of fear. At this moment, there was an inexplicable sense of fear revealed in Blackbeard's eyes. It's just that when Lei Luo arrived at Wano Kuni, it shocked everyone. Advertisement. Chapter 182. Two major news came out, shocking everyone. Advertisement. These two shocking natural news have spread in the shortest possible time. In short, when this person heard the news that Kaido was killed by Lei Luo and that Blackbeard was hunted down, he would be particularly shocked. The news agency began to spread the news within this time. Kaido Bay Lei Luo eliminated, Blackbeard was hunted down by Lei Luo #. Just when the news agency broke out the news, it caused a sensation in the whole area. Everyone in the entire pirate world has been shocked. In short, when anyone hears the news, they will feel an inexplicable shock. First of all, the existence of a top power like Kaido was directly wiped out by Lei Luo in such a short period of time. This news was enough to shock everyone. At this moment, when anyone hears the news that Guy has been eliminated by Lei Luo, they will feel inexplicably shocked. Including the news that the Blackbeard pirates were besieged by the White Paper Flower pirates spread in an instant. These two most shocking news broke out completely in an instant. Advertisement. When anyone hears this news, there will be an inexplicable sense of fear. Could it be that Lei Luo's strength at this time is already terrifying to such a powerful point? It's just that when Lei Luo raised his strength to the highest level, that level was the strongest Haki armed color. The moment he began to break through his entire world, his strength had already exploded. Such a powerful force shocked everyone in the shortest possible time. When Marine at this time heard the news, completely shocked by this news. Why does this kid, Lei Luo, have such strength and directly chased Kaido down? Soon the news was thoroughly published in the newspapers. When anyone hears this news, they will feel a little unbelievable. This time Lei Luo expressed such a powerful strength that it really shocked everyone. The moment anyone hears the news, they will completely fall into a state of nameless fear. In an instant, the entire Marine group was completely shocked. Advertisement. How did this guy's current strength reach such a terrifying level? He is not even his opponent at all. Wang Wang's, if Lei Luo eliminates Kaido, their pirate group's strength will be reduced by 1 share, and their strength will become weaker. How can we compare with us? All the people in Marine heard that Lei Luo was able to hunt down Kaido directly in such a short time. When anyone heard the moment when Lei Luo chased Kaido down in such a short time. Especially the 5 elders and Marine were completely shocked at this time. In short, no matter who heard about Lei Luo's strength, there would be an inexplicable feeling of fear. Just the moment the news hit the newspapers of 5 elders Marine. Is this kid Lei Luo really crazy? Lei Luo is really crazy. There will be an inexplicable feeling of shock. In that second, it was enough to shock all the people in the whole world. Their hearts are filled with infinite fear. Everyone has been shocked. Advertisement. Chapter 183. Suppression of Strength. Lei Luo is the strongest. Advertisement. This moment, the people of the extremely evil generation were also completely shocked. It's just that when the people of the extremely evil generation misheard the news, everyone entered a state of endless fear. No one felt or believed that Lei Luo at this time could actually kill Kaido in such a short time. Kaido's strength is very powerful. But no one felt that the person who believed Bai Duo was more powerful was actually Lei Luo. Anyone who saw that Lei Luo was able to kill Kai in such a short time would feel a little scared. At this moment, Lei Luo's strength exploded to the point of infinity. The most important thing is Lei Luo's two subordinates 287, one is Marco and the other is Ace. These two people actually brought a group of people, and then began to hunt down the strength of the Blackbeard Legion. The most important thing is that when these two people came to the place where Blackbeard lived, the whole Blackbeard pirate group was turned upside down. Advertisement. The Blackbeard pirates, in the end, had no choice but to leave this place with the last few boys they kept. Must have trotted away from this place. Because they seem to have no power at all that can compare AEAG with Lei Luo's power. Especially Lei Luo's Iron Fist. It's just that the moment the fist was hammered down fiercely, a powerful force erupted. Anyone who faces such a powerful eruption will feel an inexplicable feeling of fear. Even at that moment, no one dared to touch this lunatic Lei Luo. Especially when Kaido started to provoke Lei Luo, an Iron Fist hit him. It's just that the moment this Iron Fist hit Kaido's body like this, Kaido completely lost the characteristics of life. At that moment, I couldn't believe that Lei Luo's strength had reached such a terrifying level. In short, when anyone saw the eruption of such a powerful force from Lei Luo, they would feel an inexplicable sense of fear. Advertisement. Lei Luo was able to erupt with such a powerful force in such a short period of time. It was simply terrifying. At this time, the Blackbeard pirates were still running away, hoping to escape from the control of the white paper flower. Because if they don't escape out of the control of the white paper flower immediately, all of them may leave this beautiful world completely. It is estimated that no one can have any confrontation with Lei Luo's army. Lei Luo's pirate group is already one of the most powerful existence among the current world's pirate groups. The strength erupted by such a powerful pirate group must be able to fear the existence of everyone. Anyone who saw such a powerful burst of power would feel an inexplicable feeling of embarrassment. At this moment, this news has been written throughout the world in the shortest possible time. The people of the extremely evil era have heard about it, and now Lei Luo has begun to encircle Blackbeard's marine regiment. Everyone has started to burst out, unbelievable voices. Lei Luo has actually started to attack Blackbeard's pirate group now. I didn't expect this kid to be so terrifying now. Advertisement. Chapter 184. Bad news on the way to escape, Kaido was destroyed. Advertisement. I didn't expect it to be so outrageous. This kid Lei Luo is really crazy now, even Blackbeard's pirate group has started to encircle and suppress. Is he really not the only one in this family? At this time, everyone was completely shocked by Lei Luo's operation. Anyway, no matter what anyone heard, Lei Luo killed Kaido in such a short time and started to siege the Blackbeard pirates. At that moment, I felt a little unbelievable. Lei Luo at this time can definitely shock everyone in a short time. At this time, Marco and Ace were shocked when they heard the news. He didn't expect that now he was only encircling and suppressing Blackbeard's pirate group. But at this time, Captain Lei Luo had already killed too many directly in a short period of time. Let Kaido have no chance of survival at all, and there is no room for survival. At that moment, he was completely suppressed by the opponent. Advertisement. Kaido and Fire Ember are such powerful beings. It was actually able to be completely wiped out by Lei Luo in such a short period of time. Just the moment this news was transmitted, it was enough to shock all the people in the whole world. When anyone hears this news, they will feel a sense of inexplicable fear, and they can't believe that there is such a powerful existence in this world. This moment, Lei Luo assembled a group of people in the shortest possible time, ready to attack the Hongfahai group. Because Lei Luo had heard that the Red Hair pirates were preparing to attack his own pirate group very early on. If it is not possible to strike first, then the Red Hair pirates are likely to strike back completely. Only under such circumstances can it be guaranteed that this guy will be eliminated in the shortest possible time. The Red Hair pirates have taken action this time. Just do it. Only in such a situation can the most serious trauma be caused to Lei Luo in the shortest possible time. At this moment, Red Hair was already facing his subordinates, and began to attack Lei Luo's chambers of commerce within the Red Hair pirates' field. Advertisement. It is absolutely impossible to give them any time to prepare and the opportunity to react. Only then can it be guaranteed to pose the greatest threat to Lei Luo's strength in the shortest possible time. Everyone give me orders, now immediately encircle Lei Luo, the chamber of commerce stationed in the Red Hair pirates' field. Absolutely will not give the other party any preparations, and time will not give the other party any chance to react. 0. Asking for flowers. If the Red Hair pirates completely counterattacked, it would not be a good thing for the White Paper Flower pirates. Now there is only the shortest time to completely wipe out Lei Luo's chamber of commerce station in the Red Hair pirates' field. Everyone in the Red Hair pirates at this time knows it. The thoughts in everyone's hearts are basically the same now. Therefore, Lei Luo must control the opponent in the shortest possible time. They knew that only in the shortest possible time could they completely wipe out the strength of these legions of Lei Luo. Because Lei Luo's white paper flower pirates are in the field of red hair pirates, there are still many chambers of commerce stationed there. Advertisement. Chapter 185. Ultimate Strength. The red hair is ready to attack. Advertisement. These guys are really desperate now, and they must be wiped out in a short time. At this moment, the red hair directly downloads the orders to the members of these pirates. Soon the members of these pirate groups took orders immediately. Then prepare to attack Lei Luo's chamber of commerce station in the area of the pirates as quickly as possible. Hurry up, brothers, and we must wipe out these points of his presence in the shortest possible time. It is absolutely impossible to allow Lei Luo's power to continue to develop. If his power continues to develop, it will cause a great crisis to our red hair pirates. We must completely wipe him out. Absolutely don't give them any preparation, time and opportunity must be given to me. Just in an instant, all the people had already started to develop. The forces of these red hair pirates began to attack non-stop. They hoped to completely wipe out Lei Luo's army in a short period of time. Perhaps it was only in a short period of time that Lei Luo's army was wiped out. Advertisement. Only then can it erupt in the shortest time, a most powerful force. After all, this force is the most powerful force. Anyone who sees such a powerful terrorist attack will feel a sense of dread. At this moment, Lei Luo's power completely exploded in the shortest possible time. In fact, it was at the moment when the red hair pirates were about to strike at the Chamber of Commerce stationed in their pirate group's territory. Lei Luo already knew the news. It was only when Lei Luo knew that the red hair pirates were about to attack his Chamber of Commerce. He immediately ordered these Chamber of Commerce authors in the field of red hair pirates to evacuate immediately. Absolutely cannot continue to stay in this place. Because if they continue to stay in this place, then the army of red hair pirates is about to attack. This moment, it's just that when the people stationed in Lei Luo's Chamber of Commerce heard the news, they immediately evacuated. Advertisement. These subordinates evacuated this place in the shortest possible time. Because these subordinates also know that if they don't evacuate as soon as possible, if the Chamber of Commerce in the red hair pirates area is stationed, then when the time comes, these lunatics from the red hair pirates will definitely attack them the most violently. They absolutely can't let such a thing happen. Such a thing happens, it will cause the worst blow to them. So it was only when these orders were issued that these subordinates withdrew quickly. It's just that when these subordinates evacuated, after the Chamber of Commerce stationed in the red hair pirates field, they also left many bombs in this place. Basically the whole place has been bombed. At this moment, Lei Luo's thoughts are very simple, that is, when the red hair pirates attack him. At that time, let these bombs explode completely in 2.3. As long as these people dare to start attacking their own Chamber of Commerce, it will definitely not make them feel good. At that time, these guys will definitely know what real power control is. When this most powerful force begins to control them at this moment, it will definitely cause the greatest suppression to them. Advertisement. Chapter 186. The red hair keeps an eye on the Chamber of Commerce. Lei Luo advances the message. Advertisement. This is a kind of suppression of strength. In short, when anyone sees Lei Luo's strength, he will feel a sense of fear. At this time, Lei Luo immediately withdrew all these people, and then bombs broke out in various places. However, at this time, the leader of the red hair pirates, as well as these subordinates, have not reacted at all. It's just that when the leader of the red hair pirates and these subordinates didn't react, they all fell into a state of confusion at that moment. At this moment, they still don't know that Lei Luo's group of white paper flowers has evacuated at this time. At this time, they are still attacking the O4 place non-stop. All these pirates from the red hair pirates have started attacking this place. Their speed was extremely fast, causing an inexplicable fear in an instant. In short, when anyone sees such a powerful force of fear, they will feel a little incredible. Brothers, don't let Lei Luo run away this time, and let all these people in his Chamber of Commerce die. All the people in these chambers of commerce in this place must die. Advertisement. Absolutely don't give them any chance of survival. Just in an instant, the power of the red hair pirates had already started to attack them. The red hair pirates feel they have now mastered the territory of the white paper flower pirates. Because red hair pirates, I feel that as long as these Lei Luo's chambers of commerce can be eliminated now, then Lei Luo's power will definitely be completely squeezed in a short time. As long as Lei Luo's power can be squeezed in the shortest possible time, it will be completely impossible for him to come back to his senses in the future. At that time, he will be able to empty out his strength in the shortest time. Anyone who is faced with the suppression of such a powerful force will have a sense of fear. At this moment, Lei Luo's power completely exploded in the shortest possible time. At this time, Lei Luo's subordinate, Huali, has not yet reacted to the truth. Because Lei Luo's subordinate Huali already knew at this time that the red hair pirates were about to attack them. Advertisement. And at this time, he received an order from Lei Luo to leave immediately. At this time, Huali also immediately began to drop bombs on the station of the Chamber of Commerce where he was located. But at the moment Huali was dropping bombs on the Chamber of Commerce station where he was located, suddenly, there were bursts of fighting sounds coming from outside the door. At this time, Huali, Lei Luo's subordinate, knew that the opponent had already started to attack this place. It's just that when Huali heard the news, he didn't care about all this, so he immediately started fighting these people. At this moment, in such a short period of time, everyone has already been shocked. At this time, Huali didn't expect that the opponent had already started to attack him. It's just that when the opponent attacked the flower raccoon also started a real fight with them. You little brothers of the red hair pirates, this time let you come and go. After saying this, he began to attack the opponent. Just at that moment, Fardley's whole body turned into a hockey armed color. Advertisement. Chapter 187. Let the other party come and go, plant a bomb. Advertisement. In that second, he fought against the opponent with the most powerful force. What can be clearly seen there is that the flames on his body have begun to rise slowly. The temperature has basically reached 1000 plus. The burning of the most powerful flame swept through his entire body in an instant. When the members of the red-haired Marine Regiment saw this scene, they fought directly against each other without any hesitation. The two most powerful forces directly began to fight together within a second. It's just that the moment when such a powerful force started to confront, the whole place seemed to explode. What can be clearly seen is that the Chamber of Commerce where Huali is stationed is the most powerful force erupting for a moment. What can even be clearly seen is the surrounding environment, which is shaking violently. Such a powerful force can learn the whole world of wine in the shortest time. In short, when anyone sees the suppression of such a powerful force, there will be an inexplicable sense of fear. Advertisement. Such a powerful force should be able to attack the entire world in such a short period of time. At this time, all the people in red hair pirates turned on their guns and began to fight the flower fox. What can be clearly seen is a flash of light in the sky, flashing past within that second. It's just that when the flashes of light flashed past one after another, the sound of wailing could be heard. The most powerful explosive force erupted completely in an instant. Anyone who sees such a powerful force attacking for a moment will be particularly frightened. In short, when anyone sees the eruption of such a powerful force, there will be an inexplicable feeling of fear. Because no one dared to face the suppression of such a powerful force. Everything in the entire Chamber of Commerce was wiped out in an instant. A nightmare in the hearts of all red hair pirates whose power has succeeded in the shortest possible time at this moment. It was just that moment when the red hair pirates suffered such a powerful pressure. Advertisement. Such a powerful force controlled everything in the entire world in the shortest possible time. It was just the moment when these people from the Hongfahai group started to attack all of Lei Luo's chambers of commerce. This force gave everyone the strongest sense of oppression in the shortest time. Even in the next second, the entire Chamber of Commerce station could be clearly seen, and there was a violent explosion. It's just that everyone in the red hair pirates was stunned when there was a violent explosion at the station. There was an inexplicable sense of fear. Because at this time, the red-haired Marine Regiment has already started to attack Lei Luo's other chambers of commerce. Except for Huali who is still fighting in this place, everyone else has already evacuated their own chamber of commerce. A violent thick smoke, as well as a powerful explosion, swept across the entire world in an instant. At this moment, the entire Chamber of Commerce garrison completely exploded violently. What they didn't imagine was that the other party's people had already evacuated this place long ago. Advertisement. Chapter 188. All members evacuated, leaving the flower raccoon. Advertisement. And many bombs have already been planted in this place. However, at the moment when these people didn't react at all, they touched the bomb that Lei Luo had placed in this place before. Just in an instant, these bombs began to explode completely. The moment these bombs exploded, the entire red hair pirates fell into a state of despair. One after another, the sound of explosions began to explode from the interior of these chambers of commerce. Just in an instant, these bombs all began to explode. At the moment when these bombs started to explode, these people fell into a state of fear. 597 They couldn't believe that Lei Luo had already budgeted for it, and they would attack Lei Luo's Chamber of Commerce. At the moment when they arrived at these chambers of commerce in Lei Luo, these bombs exploded completely in an instant. And it was at that moment when the bombs started to explode that all of them fell into a state of fear. Such a powerful force attacked everyone in the shortest time. Advertisement. Anyone who sees such a powerful, suppressed force will feel a little scared. The suppression of this force attacked everyone in the shortest possible time. At this moment, various chambers of commerce gradually let out violent explosions. It was only at the moment when the strongest explosion sound came out from the Chamber of Commerce station. Everyone is in a state of endless fear. Such a powerful force enough to pass through the entire world also exists. Watching the bombs exploding one by one, and the puffs of gunpowder smoke rising in the sky. Because no matter when a person is faced with such a state of fear, he is particularly afraid. The moment when the most powerful force begins to attack. Everyone in the red hair pirates is in a state of utter despair. Such a powerful force completely attacked them in the shortest possible time. These bombs in various chambers of commerce began to explode completely and non-stop. Advertisement. When anyone came to these chambers of commerce before Lei Luo, they fell into a state of fear. All the members of the red hair pirates were stunned by these bombs in an instant. Everyone is starting to get hurt. The bombs that Lei Luo had placed on this place before dealt the worst blow to them in the shortest time. The shells exploded completely in the shortest possible time. The moment these bombs started to go off, all the red hair pirates fell into a state of despair. Because their lives have been suppressed at this time, they have no way to leave this place at this time. No one has any way to escape from this place. The eyes of all of them revealed despair. The crackling sound started like this in an instant, one after another. In short, when anyone comes to this chamber of commerce for a moment, they are very afraid. Even when they arrived at this place, the long guns and short cannons in their hands were all blown up. Advertisement. Chapter 189. Red Hair attacks, falls into a trap. Advertisement. No one dared to believe that Lei Luo could take the lead and budget enough for them to come to this place. When they came to this place, everyone had already fallen into Lei Luo's trap. The moment these red hair pirates arrived here, they were completely blown away. No one dares to believe that the current Lei Luo's power can be so powerful to such a terrifying level. The most important thing is that the moment Lei Luo came to this place, it caused endless fear to them. At this moment, it is impossible for them to believe Lei Luo. Even if they leave this place, there will be no one left alive for them. Even at that moment, various bombs had been planted in this place. It's just that when they came to this place, they had already completely entered Lei Luo's trap. What was revealed in the red-haired eyes at this moment was the feeling of endless fear. At this time, the redhead couldn't believe it at all. When he came to this place, he had completely entered the other party's trap. It's just that when the red hair entered the opponent's trap for a moment, endless fear arose. Advertisement. Run, run, run. This guy is a devil, he has figured it out, and our minds have planted a bomb in this place. Leave this place quickly, we must retain our strength. At this time, the red hair was about to leave this place quickly with his subordinates. If you don't plan to leave this place with your dreams, then maybe all your subordinates will die in this place. This was the case with Blackbeard's pirates before. So at this time, the red hair pirates just want their subordinates to leave this place quickly. At this time, they have no way to leave this place at all. But before the redhead uttered the last sentence, a bomb exploded again. Let your subordinates leave this place quickly, if you don't leave this place quickly, everyone will die here. But in the end, when Blackbeard left that place, he only brought a few subordinates with him. When Blackbeard's marine group didn't leave that place, it was completely suppressed by Lei Luo's pirate group. Advertisement. It's just that when this bomb exploded at the moment, all his subordinates were blown away. That is probably the only few survivors of the Blackbeard pirates. At this time, the red hair kept yelling at his subordinates. For a split second, fear was revealed in the red-haired eyes. 0. Ask for flowers. In the end though it was said that Blackbeard had escaped from that place. If one day my people are completely hunted down, then the consequences will be unimaginable. It was just the moment when Hongfa found out that his pirate group had now entered Lei Luo's trap. I don't want all my subordinates to be buried in this place. At this time, all his subordinates fell into his trap in an instant. At this time, the redhead doesn't want to be completely slaughtered like Blackbeard before. He didn't expect that the other party had already planted bombs in various places. Advertisement. Chapter 190. It's too late for the red hair to run away. Advertisement. It's too late. At this time, the redhead only wanted to lead himself, and the remaining subordinates hurriedly dealt with this place. I'm afraid that only if this place is thoroughly cleaned up in the shortest possible time can one be able to preserve one's own strength. But at this time, how could Lei Luo give the red hair any chance and opportunity to survive? In just an instant, his entire legion was completely controlled. 597. When such a powerful force began to take control of his legion. This guy doesn't have any ability to resist now, nor does he have any chance to resist. A burst of explosions came from afar again. It's just that when the bursts of explosions came for a split second, his entire life had already fallen into a state of despair. No one dared to take any action. At that moment, all the people fell into the other party's trap completely, and all of them were in agony. Even the redhead at this time could clearly see the scene where his subordinates were blown up by those bombs. Advertisement. Wisps of gunpowder smoke began to rise slowly like this. At this time, the red-haired man can no longer control his subordinates. At this moment, he can only quickly evacuate this place alone, and must let himself survive. If you say that you don't tidy up this place, then you will become cannon fodder in the end. However, at this time, Huali is attacking all their subordinates. A gust of intense heat began to sound in the explosion. A stream of flames swept across the entire world in the shortest possible time. At this moment, Huali fought thoroughly with the opponent in the shortest possible time. At this time, these subordinates of the red hair pirates did not have any strength to fight against the flower raccoons. At the moment when the most powerful explosion sounded, everyone fell into a state of inexplicable shock. Such a powerful force can definitely sweep the existence of the entire world in a short period of time. In short, anyone who sees such a powerful force that engulfs the entire world will be shocked the moment it appears. Advertisement. Such a powerful force is absolutely capable of attacking existences like the entire world. After more than 4 hours of fighting, during the 4-hour battle, Huali had exhausted all her strength. At the end when the last bomb starts to go off for a split second, Huali and all the soldiers of the Red Hair Sea Regiment were completely swallowed up by the sea of flames the moment the bomb exploded. At that moment Wali also completely left this beautiful world. Such a powerful force completely swept away the entire world in the shortest possible time. At this time, Huali basically regarded death as home. Because Huali knows that he can't get out of 0.4 no matter what. Especially trying to escape from this place, it would be better to fight the red hair pirates to the last moment. There is absolutely no way the red hair pirates can get out alive. Because the power of red hair pirates has swept the whole world in the shortest time. In short, no matter when anyone sees the attack of such a powerful force, there will be an inexplicable sense of fear. Advertisement.